by Toyota, a smart way to keep moving forward. Men's Warehouse, you're going to like the way you look. And by the New York State Lottery. Hey, you never know. It's been a beautiful day here in New York City. A beautiful sky as the sun goes down. Ricardo Martinelli is the president of Panama. Mariano Rivera is huge in Panama, and he is going to catch the first pitch. And Jorge Posada goes, "What are you doing here?" So let's see how the first pitch goes. Nice scoop by Mariano. Well, they say he's the best athlete on the team, so obviously he felt very comfortable behind the plate. And I think that Jorge was a little bit reticent about letting him take over.
Fellow countryman.
Let's see how it looked from the center field camera.
Uh-oh.
Kept it in front of him. There you go.
Short hop. Yep.
So the first pitch is delivered, and now it's time for Jabba Chamberlain to deliver the real first pitch. The one that counts in this game. The youngster takes his warm-up. So take a look at the Red Sox starting lineup that he is going to face. It's brought to you by Acela Express, where you can plug in and work or sit back and relax. Book now at Amtrak.com. Jacoby Ellsbury in center field will lead off, batting second and playing second, Dustin Pedroia. Victor Martinez has a 23-game hitting streak. The first baseman will bat third. Cleaning up and playing third base, Kevin Youkilis. David Ortiz will DH. He'll bat fifth. Batting sixth and playing left field, Jason Bay. J.D. Drews in right field. He'll hit seventh. Batting eighth and catching, Jason Varitek. And a guy who's really tightened up this defense for the Red Sox, Alex Gonzalez, bats ninth. He'll play short.
On the mound for the Yankees, Jabba Chamberlain. He'll be making his 30th start of the season. There you see his record. He's coming off a struggling start in Seattle, where he only went 3 innings. ERA up at close to 5. The hits to innings not very good. Let's take a look at the Yankee pitcher scouting report, brought to you by Verizon Wireless, America's largest mobile-to-mobile calling family. Just compete. Early in the game, Joe Girardi mentioned during the pregame with Kim Jones about every pitch, execution. Have that intensity from the first pitch to whenever you're done. Finish strong. Well, his last 8 starts have not been good. He's 0-4 with an 8.42, so he'd love to finish strong with this start and one more start. And then playoff role. Who knows how he's going to fit into where and what kind of role, assuming that obviously the Yankees make the playoffs.
Well, let's take a look at the Yankee defense. Behind Jabba Chamberlain, in the outfield, you've got Damon, Cabrera, and Swisher left to right. Infield, A-Rod, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira. Third to first. Posada's behind the plate, and Chamberlain is on the mound. The umpires tonight, Tim Welke's behind the plate. Jeff Kellogg is at first. Chad Fairchild at second, and Bill Welke is over third. You saw Tim say that the pitchers are going to be allowed to blow on their hand while they're on the mound. It's a little bit chilly, but not overly, so I'm surprised that they're allowing that tonight. So Jabba is ready, Jacoby Ellsbury is ready, and we are ready here on My 9, so let's do it. Baseball in the Bronx as Chamberlain winds, kicks, and deals. The pitch is high, and we are underway. Hey, there's nothing left for Jabba Chamberlain to hold back. He's got to pitch his way into the playoff rotation. And the pitch low, 2-0. 63 degrees here in the Bronx.
Yeah, his first inning ERA has not been good. He's given up 18 earned runs in 28 2/3 first inning.
And there's a strike. Now the Yankees are 19-10 in his 29 starts, but that really doesn't mean much, because most of the second half of the season he's been a 4, 5, 3-inning pitcher. It's really the bullpen that's getting those wins for the team. There's a strike, 2-2. Now, in all likelihood, he's not going to be in the Yankee playoff rotation for the ALDS. They'll probably go with 3 starters, but there is a 4th spot that's open if they make the ALCS, and he's kind of been battling Chad Godin for that honor. The 2-2. Fouled away.
So the playoff role would be out of the bullpen, assuming long man, middle, wherever.
New York Yankees baseball is broadcast in Spanish. It's available by hitting the SAP button on your television. SAP is brought to you by Toyota, a smart way to keep moving forward. And that begs so many questions. You know, he should be in for a while, and we'll try to cover all of this. That one is tapped in front of the plate. Jabba bare hands, and there's one away.
Well, Ellsbury can scoot. He's got 66 stolen bases on the season. This is a nice play. Jabba fielding it with his bare hand, coming up strong, realizing the speed of Ellsbury. Getting out of the box, Ellsbury from the left side, much easier, obviously, to get down the line. Easily getting it.
Here's Dustin Pedroia, the reigning MVP. Has a 16-game hitting streak, and you'll see when the Red Sox come to the plate, they're all starting to come together offensively. And their pitching staff also has started to gel and really reach its peak at the right time. And if you talk to enough baseball people, they say the two best teams in baseball are playing this weekend here in the Bronx.
Complete all the way through. You know, and you get so centric on your team, and that could apply to all the fans of their respective club, and then you always look for that one wart or that problem that is your Achilles heel.
There's a ground ball to Jeter. 2 outs.
And all teams have them, Michael. You know that. You could figure out the teams that will be making postseason as to what their strengths and weaknesses are, and certainly the Yankees, with the 97 wins, justified by not a whole lot of weakness, if any.
Here's Victor Martinez, and he has really started to fit into the whole Red Sox process. 23-game hitting streak, 31 for 88 during that time. That's .352. His numbers are outstanding. A midseason acquisition from the Cleveland Indians. He catches, he plays first, he DHs. Now how about this stat? The longest hitting streak that the great Ted Williams ever had was 23 games. That's where a lot of those hitting streaks ended up. Hitting into the shift. The 0-1. Count 0-2. Those are the top 5 single-season hitting streaks for the Red Sox, and Don DiMaggio at 34, and obviously Joe holds the Yankee record at 56. And the 0-2.
Yeah, the fact that you mentioned now he's being able to play first base, obviously with Veritek behind home, is an okay catcher, not terrible. But being a switch hitter, it's so valuable. Be able to face obviously the tough left-hand and right-hand, but what a nice pickup from the Red Sox. 47 games since he was traded. He's hitting .332. High fly ball, center field. Melky Cabrera comes on, and that's a strong first inning for Jabba Chamberlain. 13 pitches. The Red Sox go down in order. 1-2-3. It's the Red Sox nothing, and the New York Yankees coming to bat against John Lester. Derek Jeter, the captain, the shortstop, leads off. Batting second and playing left field, Johnny Damon. Mark Teixeira's at first base. Big numbers against the Red Sox this year. He'll bat third. Cleaning up and playing third base is Alex Rodriguez. Hideki Matsui, the DH, will bat fifth. Batting sixth and catching is Jorge Posada. Robinson Cano, the second baseman, will bat seventh. Batting eighth and playing right field, Nick Swisher. And the number 9 hitter is the center fielder, Melky Cabrera. John Lester will be on the mound for the Red Sox. Good looking young left-handed pitcher, 25 years old, 14-7. Nice year, 194. Look at the 176 to 194 2/3 innings. That's dominance right there. Let's take a look at the Red Sox pitching scatter report, brought to you by the million-mile tested, million-mile proven Mazda 6. Aced up, there's no question about it. This young man will be throwing 95-plus fastball. He's got a good curve, good slider. Cutter in on the righty. Throws a lot inside. On a roll since May 1st. He's 11-2 with a 2.13. He's been dominant. In Game 1, the playoffs, you know, Beckett has struggled a little bit off and on. He's come on the last few starts. They've got a nice 1-2 punch, and Buchholz, their number 3 starters, been very good since having been called up.
Derek Jeter, a 370 hitter in the first inning, 51 for 138. So the move to have him lead off has certainly paid off for the Yankees. He's had a good year. Johnny Damon's had a good year. Ground ball up the middle, a base hit. 52 first inning hits for Derek Jeter, and he always seems to jump on that first pitch. Allen always is going to get a strike.
And what a smart approach, as you say, Michael. He's going to get the fastball. You got a guy who's obviously early in the game going to get ahead. He tried to get the ball in. It was not in enough. And boy, oh boy, Derek Jeter, the oldest shortstop to hit over 200 hits. Just a nice approach. I think his swing and approach is almost slump-proof. Just the way he repeatedly handles that up the middle right center approach.
Here's Johnny Damon. Johnny 7 for 19 on the road trip. Jeter takes off. Ball not handled by Varitek, and a stolen base for Derek Jeter.
Well, with Varitek, he's only thrown out 13%. League average is about 25. You see Derek basically going on first move, which is most of the time good runners will determine if there's anything in the delivery John Lester will show. What Lester has to do today to help Varitek throw out runners, he's got to hold the ball.
Interesting conversation I had with Terry Francona, the manager of the Red Sox, that he admitted Varitek behind the plate, Martinez behind the plate, we don't throw out base runners. He said, we just don't. He goes, because I'm not going to compromise my pitchers by having them slide step. He said, we'll just take care of it if the guy's on second base.
And I love that, you know, being a pitcher, you don't want to compromise a bad pitch based on trying to help your catcher. But, however, you can't allow runners to run freely. And we'll see how this game plays out, the series plays out. But there is something to be said for that, Michael, where you'll have pitchers that if they just can't throw the ball the same intensity or have bad command, and now you're in 2-0, 2-1, 3-1 counts based on worried about a runner.
The 2-1. 3-1.
I can attest to that. At the end of Mike Piazza's career, he didn't have the strongest arm, but I knew what was helpful. And I didn't have a good move, but holding the ball, runners will vary their secondary lead, and based on your timing, will determine as to what kind of jump they get. I thought it was the most effective just to vary your times.
And the 3-1. Foul back. Tonight's closed captioning is brought to you by your local Lexus dealers.
I remember Jim Leland was a manager who would call slide step. Slide step is where the pitcher will have a short leg kick. But obviously, if your leg kick is a little shorter and your normal leg kick is higher, you're allowed to gather and get your arm up, that your pitch and release point's inconsistent.
And the 3-2. Chop left side. Youkilis. And there's one away, so Johnny does not get the job done, moving Jeter to third with just one out. He hits the ball to the left side instead.
Yeah, productive out there would have been to pull the ball to the right side, obviously, to be able to move Derek.
Here's Teixeira. He leads the American League in RBIs. He's 2 behind Carlos Pena for the most home runs in the American League, and Pena's not hitting anymore. He's been shut down for a couple of weeks after breaking his wrist. Really a couple of fingers, should I say, here at Yankee Stadium. Pitch inside to Teixeira. Yankees and the Red Sox went head-to-head with each other during the offseason to try to get Teixeira. And the Yankees swooped in right at the end, kind of stealth-like, and they signed Mark, and the Red Sox didn't. That's why the Red Sox had to go make the trade for Victor Martinez. The 1-0. There's a strike.
What a difference maker, not only offensively, Michael, but the defensive side, especially for Alex and Derek Jeter might have his best defensive year. Just how comforting it has been for the guys in the infield to know that they got a guy over there who's got some gold glove, scoop the ball, just much more relaxed.
I was talking to Reggie Jackson today, and he said he was amazed at how Mark Teixeira fit in. He said, you don't really know a guy till you see him prepare. He goes, and he fits in with the Jeters and the A-Rods and the whole Yankee situation and New York. He said nothing really bothers him. He said he's fit in better than anybody thought he could. The 1-2.
Well, I think the fact that here's a guy that is really a true pro, and you hear that often about, you know, how they handle himself, but you know this. And here's a guy that, you know, studies hit pitchers, goes into the video room. His batting practice is impeccable, and it's consistent. Even when he had struggled early in the year, said all the right answers. You know, didn't say anything foolish to the media. And if you have consistent behavior off the field, no matter where you play, certainly the intensity and media scrutiny here is off the chart, that you will have better consistency on the field. I think that, you know, you pick your Derek Jeter and Posada and Mariano and the guys that have done it year in and year out, they are consistent with their routine. And Teixeira is one.
The 1-2. He struck him out. Power pitch diving down and in, striking out Teixeira for the second out.
See, this is what makes Lester very tough to hit, especially as a right-handed batter, because you don't see this plus velocity. He'll throw, these are 98-mile-an-hour fastballs, painted inside. So now Teixeira's conscious in, pulls a little bit off the string on the curveball, fastball in, he pulls his hands again, hangs a curveball. That's the pitch that Teixeira wish he could have back. That is a cutter. It's a slider that ends up being tighter and faster in velocity. He threw that 91 miles an hour. Very, very tough to hit. That combination of the curveball cutter from Lester makes it real tough on the right hand.
Here's Rodriguez, and he fouls it back. Alex hitless in his last 14 at-bats with runners in scoring position. Although that's a little bit skewed because in one of the wins against the Angels, he had that sac fly with the bases loaded after Mike Scioscia had intentionally walked Teixeira in front of him. But he's put together a very nice season.
He really has. You know, to think of the rap on Alex has been, you know, timely RBIs. 47 of his 89 RBIs that either tied or gave the Yankees the lead. It's more than half. That's clutch RBI time.
Alex was 4 for 19 on the road trip. Yankees were 3-3 on the road trip. They lost 2 out of 3 to Seattle, and then they took 2 out of 3 against the Angels. First series they've won in Anaheim since 2004. So despite all the concerns about can they beat the Angels, they split 10 games with them this year. Hot shot and a base hit to left field. Jeter rounds third. He's coming home. Bay will toss the ball into second. It's an RBI single for Alex Rodriguez, and the Yankees lead 1-0.
Nice hitting here. Alex has to pull his hands in. This ball was out over the plate enough. Was able to get the barrel of the bat on the ball. Again, this is in the 95-plus range. Up middle. Watch it pull his back elbow in, get the barrel of the bat, scooped it through the hole past Youkilis and Gonzalez. The 2 outs. Jeter's on the run right away. There was no hesitation from Thompson, third base coach. Jason Bay had no shot at it. Watch his hands pull inside. This back elbow is able to clear, so the barrel of the bat comes through the zone as opposed to roll over. Nice hitting.
90th RBI for Alex Rodriguez. So 48 of his 90 ribbies have tied the game or given the Yankees a lead. And the pitch to Matsui is outside 1-0. Now Matsui has 88 runs batted in. But check this out. 46 of his ribbies have come against left-handed pitching, and 12 of them against the Red Sox. He's had a good season against the Red Sox this year. 340 in 13 games. Count 2-0.
And those numbers that you cite, and Matsui, it really has been a health issue for him. His knees had bothered him all year, and obviously he's been much better. So the assumption is that he's feeling 100%. But for him to have those numbers, Michael, against a left-handed pitcher, he is absolutely able to cover the outside part of the plate. Left-handers historically have a tough time coming in. he's been feeding off left-handed pitchers.
The 2-0. I've had some lefty batters tell me, like Tino Martinez actually told me this. He said when he was in a slump, and you see that the numbers we just gave you, leads the American League, he wanted to face left-handers. He said because you have to do everything mechanically right. You know, your shoulder has to stay in. You can't be bailing out. You can't be opening up too quickly. You've got to concentrate. The 2-1 is not made as they chase Alex back.
Well, in addition to that, what Tino's saying, that, and I just haven't been a left-handed pitcher, that it's really hard to see that window inside. So with Tino saying that when he faced the lefty, he was going to get a lot of pitches away, knowing that his approach would be now left center. So not looking to jerk and pull the ball to right field.
A-Rod goes, and the pitch is low, so the Yankees with 2 stolen bases in this inning.
Got a good pitch to go run on, but yeah, this is going to be a prelude to this game tonight. The Yankee runners are going to make Veritek throw some runners out.
Well, so far they're 2 for 2. Now, when you watch the Red Sox and you have all the stats that we're giving you, everybody thinks that it's a great matchup that the Red Sox will play the Angels. The Angels will run all over them. Guys like Sean Figgins. I mean, you got to Red Sox pitchers have to keep them off base. There are very few guys in that lineup that don't run. So that's going to be a problem for the Red Sox in a postseason series against the Angels or the Yankees. 3-2. Fouled away.
Yeah, that's a good point. And even if Victor Martinez isn't much better, he's 14% throwing runners out. That's not very good. And I said Veritek is at 13. Obviously now that goes down 2 for 2 in the Yankees.
Well, Victor had elbow surgery when he was with the Indians. He has not been the same sort of thrower since. But when you put him at first, then you lose Lowell. Because you go Euclid goes from first to third. So you're going to lose somebody when you take him out, when you put Victor in the lineup. You DH him, you lose Ortiz. You catch him, you lose Veritek. You play first, you lose Lowell. 3-2. Missed outside, so Matsui walks. 23 pitches so far for Lester, 14 strikes.
But that last pitch right there that Matsui took just tells you where he is, feeling comfortable facing a very tough left-handed pitcher in John Lester. Taking that ball, it looked barely off the plate. Seeing the ball all the way. Watch where Veritek catches this ball. Probably called low. Yeah, it's off the plate. When you look at John Lester, you put him in the same class I do with CC Sabathia and Johan Santana as your top 3. Santana obviously hurt and on the shelf for the rest of the year.
You're saying top 3 left.
Top 3 left-handers, yes.
So here's Posada. Jorge 4 for his last 11. Good numbers against Boston so far this year. Breaking ball, low and inside. Jorge having a good season, 283, 22, and 79. Good because people forget he had major shoulder surgery and was coming back from that. He was in the opening day lineup as he promised he would be, and he's been the Yankees stick in the middle of the lineup that they always expect him to be. He hasn't really skipped a beat. The 1-0. Slow roller up the third baseline. Foul ball.
And a true pro. Talking about Teixeira, how he fits it nicely here with the Yankees. Posada is right there. Just, doesn't complain. Had the ball foul off his toe, and he's got purple, black, and blue on there, and just grits it out. No batting gloves. We talk about consistency. So many years.
Rodriguez at second, Matsui is at first. Count 1-2.
Posada getting a dose of the curveball from John Lester. Just pulls the string out in front. Posada having to honor that 95-plus fastball. Curveball down the zone.
1-2 pitch. And he strikes him out. Foul tip. Now they're saying that the ball bounced. Varitek tried to buy it, but a good play by Tim Welke asking Jeff Kellogg, because he couldn't see. The first base umpire told him no, it actually bounced in the dirt. Umpires usually don't do that. Great move.
Well, let's see if it bounces. Yes, it did.
It did.
You're right. Tim Welke deferring to Jeff Kellogg. Yep, really hard.
Varitek tried to sell it. Kellogg wasn't buying. 2-2. Well, even if they only score that one run, they have certainly built up Lester's pitch count. He's at 28 pitches here in the first inning. 17 strikes.
Lester 3 starts ago, a season high of 122 pitches.
Runners go on 2-2. At least A-Rod does. Matsui stays put, so the third stolen base for the Yankees as the count goes to 3-2. Now A-Rod's not stealing third unless he knows that Lester's not even looking at him. That was a running jump.
Well, and it's uncontested. The middle infielders aren't jockeying. Look how far Pedroia is, and you can't even see Gonzalez. He's got a great jump. Also, too, Alex is able to see multiple signs from the catcher. He's about as good as anybody in baseball that can pick up signs. Not saying he did, but he's a good pitch to run on.
Now Matsui will go. The 3-2. Strike 3, and Posada's down looking. Jorge thought he had drawn a walk, but the umpire, Tim Welke, said no, it caught the inside corner. Let's take a look. Did it? The pitch by Lester must have whispered across the black. 1 run on 2 hits, 2 left. After 1-0 Yanks.
That's not an issue. The issue is giving us length and throwing the baseball well. That's what we need to see.
Well, he saw that in the first inning. 13 pitches, 1, 2, 3, and he deals a strike to Kevin Youkilis. Top of the second here at the stadium. Yankees lead 1-0. And I like what Joe Girardi's done with Jabba Chamberlain the last week or so. Kind of took the kid gloves off, Al, and said, all right, now we have to see something. Well, it's time to perform. You know, we're going to the postseason, and we've got to see this guy throw well. And he wasn't coddling him, nothing like that. Didn't care about hurt feelings. Let's see it happen now.
Well, Joe Girardi and the Yankees have a decision to make as to, you mentioned the starter who won't be in the top 3 in the first round. So, you know, what happens assuming the Yankees go in the next round? Where does he fit in? And I think they just want to see that quicker tempo, that I'm not saying to get back to the mindset of what he did as a setup guy to Mariano, because it's a different mindset as a reliever. But to have that look, and that's what I think. What Joe's saying, compete every pitch. Pitch count's one thing, innings is another.
Ground ball to A-Rod, and Euclid is out.
But to have that same intensity, to have your velocity go in variations of speed, unless you're a pitcher that knows how to do that, the David Cohns and veteran guys that will throw a stroked fastball at 92 on purpose, and then at times when you say, hey, I need a little more, and you'll be able to get that 95, 96. I don't know if Job is really there for that. So when you see the 91, 92, and then all of a sudden 95 is hit, is that deliberate?
25 home runs since June 6th for David Ortiz, 26 overall, so he had 1 home run in his first 49 games. Certainly picked it up. Fouled away. He's not the same player. 237. This guy was a 300 hitter. But if you can come close to 30 RBI or 30 home runs, you take it. And they dropped him down in the lineup, so now giving some protection to Euclid, but he's not an automatic out, which is what he was for about a third of the year. There's a strike.
Now, Michael, it's going to take a long time for opposing pitchers in the American League to just view him as an ordinary hitter, just for what he's done in body of work. He says designated hitter, most home runs. Greg Thomas, Edgar Martinez.
The 0-2. Line to right field. And it's caught there by Swisher. And he puts it away for the second out. And he's replacing the divot.
Well, for Big Poppy's sake, he just hit it a little too hard. It looked like a little slider down and in. Down and in is a happy zone for just about every left-hand ride now. Nick Swisher thought he was going to go over there to either back up or not be able to handle it, but the ball had enough distance. Tracking it. Stabbing that ball. Jabba, yes, sir.
There's Jason Bay, and the breaking ball is a strike. And one thing we're seeing from Java is something that Al mentioned. Get the ball, stand on the rubber, ready to go. He's not pacing around. He's not taking a long time. Get the sign and throwing. Strike 2. Four for 7 against Chamberlain with a home run for Bay. Bay's going to be a free agent at the end of the season. He and Holiday, the two most likely guys to get big money as outfielders, but he strikes out against Chamberlain. A 10-pitch, 1-2-3 inning. 6 up, 6 down over the first 2. 23 pitches, he gets it done. Looks sharp. Yankees lead 1-0. On Russ, brought to you by Toyota. What record in Major League Baseball do you think is the hardest to break? What do you think? Go to my9tv.com to blog or email us a video with your thoughts. It's Take on Russ, brought to you by Toyota, a smart way to keep moving forward. This is a gimme, but no one ever brings 500 wins. You're never going to get to that level again, ever.
56 games.
Well, no, but that might, maybe, in a brain cramp, might get done. Nobody's ever going to have 500 wins.
No. 500. How about 500 starts?
.511 is the actual record. The 0-1. Hot shot up the middle, a base hit for Cano. That's his 196th hit.
Well, he loves September and October. 348. Leads all active major leaguers. The batting average. Nice approach. Just right at the middle. I like that. Anytime you got a guy who is either struggling or deep in the count, or you have a very good pitcher, as Lester is, to eliminate any kind of movement where you're pulling off the baseball. Good pitchers identify that. They'll exploit the outside part of the plate, throw some off-speed pitches.
Here's Nick Swisher. There's a strike. Nick was 1 for 16 on the road trip. But he is a quick healer because he really hurt his right knee by fouling a ball batting left-handed in Anaheim. It really was limping around, but obviously took treatment on Wednesday and then the off day, and here he is back in the lineup. He was really struggling on the plane ride home.
Well, before that plane ride, he had 3 home runs on the last homestand. '27 home runs. Nice solid year for Nick Swisher. I don't think too many people had figured him being as good as he was. And not to say that he's not a good ball player, but I think that with Xavier Nady going down and him getting more playing time.
And Swisher down on strikes. So Nick now 2 for his last 22 as Lester picks up his 3rd strikeout. How about this stat? Cano, as I mentioned, now has 196 hits as a second baseman. Jeter has 194 hits as a shortstop. So he got a couple of hits, obviously, as a DH. Never, no 2 teammates have ever had 200 hits from shortstop or second in the history of baseball. Now you might say, well, how about the closest? Who came closest?
Yeah, who was it?
Well, the 2002 Yankees, Jeter and Soriano. Jeter had 190, Soriano 207. And the 2006 Phillies, Rollins had 191, and Utley had 198. Here's the 1-0.
Well, it would have to be contemporary names, as you were telling me those stats, because I look, once upon a time, the shortstop was a guy that, if he had 3 or 4 home runs, and it was all about slick fielding. You had defense in mind: center field, second base, shortstop, and catcher. It's a different game today. You got second baseman that hit 40 home runs.
Runner goes, and the Yankees are off to the races against Veritek tonight. 4 stolen bases against Veritek.
Well, Cano is not a base runner. He's been caught stealing 6 times, and he's made it 4. And here, easily getting in there. This is going to be all night. Yankee runners are going to be having on their racehorses and go for it. Shoes are on. And it's frustrating. As the pitcher, when you know that, you can't do a whole lot to negate it.
Now, the one interesting thing, you mentioned Piazza. And the old adage was, oh, you don't like the way Mike Piazza throws? Do you like the 3-run home runs he hits? So it's a trade, but Veritek doesn't hit. So you really not get, I mean, he's a good game caller, and he's a great leader of the team. He's a captain. But if you're not going to hit and you're not going to throw out people on the bases, well, your value as a catcher is really going down. That one's lined to right field as Drew runs it down.
Yeah, well, Varitek at 210 coming into tonight's game with 14 home runs. You're right. I mean, somewhere you have the mindset. Okay, we're losing defensively, but he can win a game or be a game changer in a big 3-run homer.
He's been a great player for a long time, but you wonder if his time is running out. Well, Posada's still an outstanding hitter for the Yankees. Good guy right in the middle of the lineup, but Varitek's at the bottom of the order. Look for Jeter with the first pitch, 37 for 83 when he puts the first pitch in play this year. That's 446. Tried to put that first pitch in play, but 95 miles an hour said no.
That's just a straight challenge right there, knowing Derek Jeter, an aggressive first ball fastball hitter. Life on Lester's fastball, up enough for Derek. Couldn't get on top of that.
Jeter with 202 hits. He's 13 behind Ichiro Suzuki and Robinson Cano 197. Lester trying to chase back Cano, but the shortstop and the second baseman aren't even checking him back. It's like they've given up.
Well, it's 2 outs, and the mindset is, look, get the hitter here, because a base hit to the outfield is going to score Cano anyway. There's other ways of scoring from third base with 2 outs, and if they're going to give it to you, as Alex did in the last inning, go for it. Can get a huge secondary lead. There's not a whole lot of jockeying going on.
And the count 3-1 to Jeter. Lefty swinging Damon is on deck.
Just the grind out at bats that the Yankee lineup does as a whole makes pitchers work. Even if you get as an inning you throw up a 0 to face this lineup, you feel like you've worked so hard because each of the battles.
3-1, and Jeter works away. So first and second, that's going to bring up Damon. Damon grounded to third in the first. There's a good breaking ball strike. Cano's at second and Jeter's at first. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Yankees lead 1-0. And Jabba Chamberlain over the first 2 has been very good, retiring all 6 Red Sox batters on 23 pitches. Yankees 1 for 5 tonight with runners in scoring position so far. Ground ball up the middle. Gonzalez right there. And he just beat Jeter to the bag. Like the ball knocked him off balance, and then he regained his balance and finally got to the bag to just get there before Jeter. Very funky play by the slick feeling Alex Gonzalez. Tough hop right there, made him do a 360, and then the glove hit the bag before Jeter got there. For the Yankees, no runs a hit, no errors, and 2 men left. We played 2, 1-0 Yanks. We go to the third. It's 1-0 Yankees. It'll be 7-8-9 the Red Sox order against Jabba Chamberlain. J.D. Drew will start it off. Pitch outside. On the Dodge scoreboard, it's 1-0. Yankees 1-3-0 and zeros across for Boston. Popped up. Posada. 7 in a row for Chamberlain. So 1 down, and that'll bring up Varitek. Varitek 1 for his last 7. One of the best trades the Red Sox ever made, sending Heathcliff Slocum to the Seattle Mariners for Derek Lowe and Jason Varitek. Lowe was such an important part of their first championship in 2004. And Varitek's been an important part of both. And he is the captain. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not, said Bill Walkie.
Well, I think he was rewarded last year. You mentioned, he's had some injury issue with his shoulder. 220 batting average. You said how much longer? 13 home runs. This was last year. Rewarded with coming back again. And yeah, there's definitely a decline in his numbers. Go back to a few years back when he had 25 home runs and 03.
Has a very funky option for next year. It's a mutual option. If he takes the option, if he exercises the option, Red Sox have to take him back at $3 million. If the Red Sox exercise the option, it's $5 million. The 2-2. Count 3-2.
That's interesting. I've never heard an option like that. That's protection on both sides.
And if he wants to come back and they really don't want him, he gets a little less money. 3-2. And they're 2 away as Varitek strikes out. Put out 2-3. Out of town scoreboard brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealers. All of these start later. Tampa Bay, Texas, Minnesota, KC, Detroit at the White Sox, and tonight Oakland at LA on the coast. Atlanta leading Washington 2-0 top of the third. The Dodgers and Pittsburgh 1-1 top 3. St. Louis and Colorado an 8-10 start. The Cubs and the Giants 10-15. The Braves are trying their darndest to sneak back into the wild card. Here's Alex Gonzalez. Pitch upstairs, 1-0. This is the way the NL wild card looks. The Braves just 3 in back of the Rockies in the loss column. Giants still hovering. Marlins playing the Mets tonight. And then there's the Cubs 6.5 back. Strike.
That's going to be tough. I think the only real race or any kind of playoff implication will be what will happen in that AL Central with Detroit and Minnesota. Minnesota's been playing hot as anybody. 9-1 in their last 10 games. 3 games back of the Tigers.
1-1. How about this for Cubs luck? Derek Lee scored a run. There were 2 runs that scored to win a game for the Cubs. This was on this Wednesday or Thursday, and they were all celebrating around home plate. One of his teammates slapped him on the side of the head as congratulations. He started to have neck spasms, couldn't play. They had to take him out for the bottom of the 9th inning so somebody else could play first base. That's Cub baseball. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Gonzalez is going to be tagged out. 13 pitches in this inning, 37 total pitches for Jabba Chamberlain. And again, the Red Sox go down in order. Jabba's been perfect through 3. It's 1-0 Yankees. Brought to you by new McCafe coffees made with fresh ground espresso, now at McDonald's. You never really smile, Al, lately. It's
really?
Weird, yeah. This young lady's smiling. She's happy.
Smile. Oh, yeah. Smile. Come on.
Smile of the game. People are tense. This is a big game. Dodge scoreboard, 1-0 Yanks. Count 1-1.
Not nearly as intense as years past. I think with that 5.5 game lead, the Yankees are feeling very, very comfortable, as they should. And the way the wild card is set up, the Red Sox have a 8-game lead.
Well, the Red Sox magic number is 3. Yankee magic number is 5. Now, the only way that the Yankees could celebrate here at Yankee Stadium while playing the Red Sox, that's sweep. That's the only way that they could reach that magic number, sweep these 3 games. The Red Sox, who said they're going to have a blowout celebration even if they clinch the wild card, they can do it if they get a win or if Texas gets swept. And you know that the Yankees do not want the Red Sox to be the first team to celebrate in this new ballpark. Although it's kind of odd that they would celebrate that wildly while they're still in it to try to catch the Yankees in the American League East. Because the Yankees didn't celebrate at all when they clinched the wild card in Anaheim.
Well, who said that? Wildly. They're going to celebrate?
David Ortiz said that's how we roll.
Oh.
I was talking to Dan Shaughnessy, the great columnist from the Boston Globe, and he said they're talking today that they're going to go absolutely nuts because that's what they do. So that's who said it out.
All right. I'm just curious. No, it does surprise me. I would think teams that haven't been there, it's very exciting, and you're 1 of 4 in the league, and why not enjoy it? Obviously, the Yankees haven't won in all the years in the championships. Last year, the first time in 13 years. So I don't know. I'm on both sides of the fence there, Mike. As far as do you get all excited about just getting in, or is it really the intention of ultimately getting the World Series and winning a championship?
I think there should be some sort of delineation, and that delineation is you don't celebrate until that's the last thing that you could do. There's a base hit for Teixeira. You know what I mean? The Yankees clinched a spot in the playoffs, but they didn't want to celebrate because they could still win the American League East. Well, why would the Red Sox celebrate if they could still win the American League East? Celebrate the last thing that you could celebrate during the regular season.
Well, maybe they realize that they can't catch the Yankees.
But as long as the mathematics say you can catch them. I asked Terry Francona about that today. Are you playing these games as if you're trying to catch the Yankees? He said, well, I want to catch the Yankees. He said, you want home field. He said, but I'm not hurting anybody. He said, more important that we go into the postseason healthy, so I'm not going to push anybody just to win these games. Here's Alex Rodriguez. There's a strike.
Well, and also, too, the way it's lined up, the Red Sox are going to play the Angels, and they have handled the Angels rather easily years past. Although this year they're 4-5 against the Angels.
Now, one thing, though, you have to remember, they were 1-8 against the Angels last year and knocked them out.
Yep. I do believe that, Michael, that there is a mindset when you face a certain team. And you mentioned about the moral victory, the Yankees winning the series in Anaheim. I think, maybe they don't admit to it, but that's a plus. When you go into a stadium and for whatever reason the teams change and you have new players come in every year, but there is that certain something when you go to a certain stadium with that uniform that you're playing and you can't figure out as to why you're not winning. And especially then, the postseason situation that the Yankees have had with the Angels haven't been good.
Deep to left. There it goes. See ya! A long 2-run home run into the second deck in left field for Alex Rodriguez. And the Yankees lead 3-0. '28th home run for A-Rod. He now has 92 ribbies on the season. His 581st home run. And that was a shot.
but there are no-brainers about it. This ball down and in a tough spot. Alex getting all of this. Coming into today's game, Alex Rodriguez about 143 against Leicester. Only 2 hits. With that approach and that pitch, feeling awfully comfortable.
Matsui fouls away. Think about this, Al. After tonight's game, the Yankees have 8 games remaining. And you see this disappear into the second deck.
So easy, too. Nice, smooth.
I think that might be the first ball in the second deck in left field. I'm told it's the second, and he hit one. He hit the other one, so he's the only one to go into the second deck. But he has 92 RBIs. There are 8 games remaining. All the games he's missed this year, can you imagine if he ends up with 100 RBIs? What type of season that would be?
I'll tell you, I think the money's on him. 92 RBIs, 8 to go. And as you say, Michael, him being down as long as he was, only 118 games. This is his 118th game.
Matsui fouls one off.
Well, his presence, you know, what Teixeira was doing early on, trying to carry the load while Alex was away with his hip injury, and having him back, and just, it's been a great presence. Talking about his RBIs, half of them were either tying or having a go-ahead lead for the Yankees.
He has all 3 ribbies tonight. Matsui, a hot shot through the right side for a base hit. This weekend, the Yankees take on the Red Sox in this crucial series, and Yes has extended coverage. Turn to Yes tomorrow at 3:30 for the Tri-State Ford pregame. Then after the final out, head back to Yes for the WB Mason postgame. And extended coverage continues Sunday with the pregame starting at 12:30, and it's only on Yes. Rodriguez, 2 for 2, 3 RBIs. Count 1-0 to Posada. 20 straight starts that John Lester's made, and no team has scored more than 4 runs against him. And the Yankees have 3 here in 3 innings. Let's see if he settles down. Chop toward first. It's a foul ball.
Well, and also, too, lifetime. He's had 7 career starts against the Yanks, going 3-0. Respectable 3.11 ERA. Coming off a so-so start, he ended up winning in Baltimore when 6 innings, gave up 10 hits.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the aforementioned New York Yankees. And the count 1-2.
I'd asked Joe Girardi before the game about the potential letdown. We had done the game when Derek Jeter broke Lou Gehrig's all-time hit record for the Yankees, and it was against the Orioles, and you know the offense was okay. They faced Brian Mattis and Tillman, good young-looking arms, and you know we talked about how there could be a little hiccup in staying fired up when you have that big lead. Torrey Hunter admitted to this year being much more intense as a result of it being closer with them battling the Rangers. Now obviously it's moot with the Rangers falling off, but there is that fine line between having that fire and not just kind of coasting to the playoffs and maintaining that balance.
That's why so many wild card teams win the World Series.
That's right.
The 2-2. Fly ball right field. Drew makes the play.
Every team would love to just sail through and not sweat it out. But there's also that element, having been on a wild card team that won the World Series, that you're playing postseason playoff brand baseball through the whole month of September. And for the most part, if you're battling out 1-2 with whoever's in front of you or behind you, you're playing the whole second half that way. And yes, it could be mentally draining, but when you hit the playoffs, it's kind of like, hey, we've been doing this for the last month. We're good with it. And to be able to turn it on, turn it off, you have to be able to maintain that same kind of focus and intensity. Sometimes it's hard.
Count 0-1. Cano singled to center and stole a base in the second inning.
Making John Lester work here. 69 pitches, coming up 70 pitches. 1 out in the third inning. So tough to just continue to have that mental grind that facing the Yankee lineup when they're all clicking, and many of the guys are sharing the load.
Laced to left field. That is going to dunk in for a base hit. It'll go into the corner. Played there by Bay. Matsui stops at third, and Robinson Cano with his second hit of the night.
Well, his 47th double on the year. Ball that inside, head down, beautiful approach there. Got jammed a little bit, but by him being able to stay back long enough and was still able to get enough of the barrel on the ball, it's good living, able to keep that ball just fair inside the foul line there. It's a tough pitch, and good things happen when you have a good approach, have an idea what the pitcher's doing. That's when you know you're locked in.
Well, Lester's made 3 previous starts against the Yankees this season. He gave up 7 hits, 6 hits, and 5 hits respectively. He's allowed 7 hits already, 1 out into the third inning. So John Farrell, the pitching coach, has a little bit of a conference with him.
I was talking to Dennis Eckersley doing a broadcast for the Red Sox, and he was telling me, aside from stuff from John Lester, he said he's really a young kid who's got ice in his veins, and you really don't see him get emotional either way, whether he's dominating or having a struggling time as he is right now.
Red Sox bring the infield in halfway with Swisher at the plate. Count 1-0. Cano 2 for 2, his 66th multi-hit game of the year. 3-0 Yankees. We are in the bottom of the third inning. RBI single by A-Rod in the first, a long 2-run home run in the third by Alex Rodriguez. The Yankees threatening for more second and third with 1 man out. On that breaking ball twice against Swisher. And the count 2-0 now. He has a good record, but against sub-500 teams, he's 10-2. Good ERA. Against teams better than 500. 4-5, 3.80. Still a respectable ERA, but he hasn't been able to be over 500 in wins.
I see that more as a product of those teams over 500. There's a reason why they have better pitching. See the 10-2 against under 500. The 1 run more per 9 isn't terrible.
There's a strike.
A few of the hitters on both sides have been consulting, asking Tim Welke where their pitches were.
The 3-1 pitch. Just missed Matsui. .75 pitches for Lester. We're just in the third inning. Hunter Jones, one of the 3 left-handers in the bullpen, warming. Job has 36 pitches through 3 innings, so a stark contrast between the 2 youngsters. Lester's actually younger than Java. but much further along in terms of belonging up here and being stretched out. He's already thrown a no-hitter in the big leagues. The 3-2. And Swisher works away. And you can see Lester say, well, where's that? It's hard to see from up here, but it looked like it was over the plate. Must have been low.
Yeah, he called that last one low. Let's take a look. He's trying to take away the aggressiveness of Swisher. Curveball, slider in, gets a fastball inside the corner. Curveball, he's out in front of it. And that's down. Well, it's middle of the plate. The side shot would show whether it was knee high or not.
So bases loaded. Here's Melky Cabrera. Let's take a look at the side of the final judge. Right at the kneecap. Matsui's at third, Cano's at second, Swisher's at first. Hot shot up the middle, off of Lester. He goes down. A run will score. And the Yankees now lead 4-0, and the Red Sox hold their breath. Well, that hit him square. And we'll have to see exactly where it got him, but he is obviously in a lot of pain. Oh, right on the right knee. Got him square.
Yeah, not a good spot. Obviously, any bony part, thinking that if it hit him in the quad or the hamstring, that was right on the inner portion of his right knee.
And this is one thing that every team that's going to the postseason worries about. You cannot get anybody hurt. He's obviously still in a lot of pain.
Monahan coming out, maybe wondering if they may need a stretcher of some sort, I assume.
This is it at real speed. Was how quickly it got on Lester. Well, they get him up. Can he put pressure on the leg? And the Yankee fans clapping for Lester getting up, which is a nice gesture. And Lester obviously does not want to be carted off, so he's going to try to walk off. He will walk off, but obviously in a lot of pain now.
Yeah. Well, for the sake of that young man, you hope he's not injured more than just what ice will take care of, and a little anti-inflammatory. Big part of the Red Sox starting rotation, and really for them to have done what they've done since the middle of the year and turn the season around.
He's battled through a lot in his life, this young man. He had lymphoma, had to be out for a while and battle back, and is strong and healthy, knock on wood. And so come back to pitch a no-hitter, and now he gets felled by this line drive. You know, he'll battle back. He's a tough kid. Red Sox just hope they have him for the month of October. We'll come back. They have all the time they need to get another pitcher ready. Acura Advance. Stop and Shop. Now get more savings throughout the entire store every time you shop with your card, only at Stop and Shop. And by PC Richard & Son, there is a difference. Well, Hunter Jones is going to have as much time as he needs since John Lester was knocked out with an injury. John Lester walking slowly off the field. And as we mentioned, he is an important part of what the Red Sox do and what they will do. And he's had his great moments with the Red Sox already. Let's take a look at his no-hitter that he pitched against the Kansas City Royals. And he was just mowing them down. May 19th of last year, and you'll watch how Terry Francona gives him a genuine hug. Francona's like a second father to Lester, and he said that he doesn't even deny how much the kid means to him, how tough the kid is. And, you know, you beat lymphoma, that's obviously more important than getting hit on the knee. Yeah. But the bottom line is there is toughness in this kid.
And a really good guy. And he gets kind of the whole aspect of being a major league player, respects the game, respects the older players and the veteran guys, listens, wants to learn. Really nice kid. And I see why Terry Francona reacted the way he did.
And you know, Terry Francona obviously thinking about this game, but also thinking, not because he cares so much about Lester, obviously that's a part of it, but what the Red Sox want to do in the postseason, that's gigantic, because Josh Beckett has not been pitching that well. John Lester has kind of emerged as the staff ace in the month of September. 4-0, 1.67, and obviously Beckett would start a game one. Yep. But Lester is just as important as Beckett to this team.
Ace, 1A, however you want to call it, there's no question about it. I think the little caveat for their depth could be that Dice Case come back. He had a heck of a first game. I know it hasn't been as good. And Buchholz has been very good. So, you know, you can't diminish the importance of what John Lester means to this team and how deep they'll go in the playoffs. And it looks like Beckett has straightened out some of his problems. He had a little bad run. But there is some depth, but there's no doubt about it. John Lester, I think, is one of the more special pitchers, forget about just left-handed, in the all-over game, not only the American League.
And, you know, there were a lot of people that were looking at, well, who has the best starting three going into the postseason. And Jason Stark, a very well-respected writer for ESPN and also on-air talent, he came out and said that the Red Sox have the strongest starting three going into the playoffs. Well, you know, you take Lester out of that, yep. All of a sudden it's not the strongest. You have to move everybody up a notch, and Lester's that special. So, anyway, the line drive off the knee necessitates the call to the bullpen by Francona, brought to you by Verizon Fios, over 100 HD channels and the fastest internet. This is Fios, this is big. So Hunter Jones will take over, and he inherits a bases-loaded one-out jam. He'll have to face Derek Jeter. Yankees already lead 4-0, and those are the numbers on Jones. 10 hits in 9 innings. Jeter 1 for 1 with a walk and a stolen base and a run scored. Count 1-0. A very, very long half inning spent by Jabba Chamberlain on the bench. He's been lights out for the first three, trying to keep that valuable right arm warm. We'll see how he'll come out for the fourth inning. If there's any rustiness.
That's not easy.
The 1-0. 2-0.
A little different now with these stadiums. They have batting cages underneath. And I don't know, obviously, from Jabba putting that towel on his arm, but there's an opportunity to cut underneath and maybe even get some throws to stay warm, because it is a little chilly tonight, and it factors in having that long rest.
And the 2-0. There's a strike, hit the outside corner. I mean, the batting cage in the mound that I was talking about is about 10 feet away from the home plate side of the Yankee dugout. You just walk down the steps and it's right there, so you definitely have that opportunity to throw if you want. And hitters have an opportunity to hit if they'd like.
Well, pinch hitters will do it from 5th inning on if they always will go down and get some swings.
And the 2-1. Grounded softly toward third. Youkilis will go to second one. That's all they get. The run scores, and the Yankees are up 5-0. So an RBI for Jeter.
Well, in a good situation. Youkilis back, playing for the double play depth. Gets a little curveball off the end of the bat. Youkilis looked like he didn't get a complete handle on it. I don't believe as quickly as Jeter gets down to first base. He would double him up anyway. The ball was hit too softly.
Well, now Johnny Damon will come up, meaning the Yankees have batted around. Damon's 0 for 2. That one's blocked by Barretta. Although John has much more important things to worry about right now. This is the first time since May 26 that he's going to be charged with 5 runs or more. And the runner at third is also his responsibility.
Well, you said it, Michael. They don't care about that. It's about getting him, making sure that he's healthy and he doesn't feel any effects of that smash off his knee.
And the 1-0. Strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Well, when Jabba finally takes him out at the top of the 4th inning, it will be over a 30-minute wait since his last pitch. And he's retired the Red Sox in order in the first 3 innings. Jeter took a couple steps towards second, but stopped. Count 2-1.
Well, that fake, like you're stealing, that the left-hander sees it all the way, and usually they'll rush a little bit, whether Derek had any intention of going or not. And the ball, if the pitcher rushes, the ball's up in the zone, gives Johnny Damon a better shot at getting a good pitch to hit. Derek staying at first base, giving Damon a shot at getting the ball through the big hole there on the right side. A lot of room over there between Martinez and Pedroia.
High pop-up. Shallow center. Ellsbury is there. He'll make the play. But the Yankees score 4 runs on 5 hits and 2 men left. At the end of 3, it's the Yankees 5 and the Red Sox nothing.
Every weekday, join Rosanna Scotto and Greg Kelly for your first look at all the day's headlines plus weather and traffic, all with a New York style. Good Day New York following Good Day Wake Up, weekday mornings from 7 to 10 a.m. on Fox 5.
Now, instead of that little picture there, we thought we'd give you Greg Kelly live, and he's actually with us here at the stadium. We'll meet Greg in a second. First pitch to Ellsbury is outside. Greg, how you doing?
I'm terrific. You know, I thought I had a pretty good job on Good Day New York. This, you guys, Mike, Al, congratulations. This is the best perch I think I've ever been in.
This is pretty good. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and we get paid to be here.
Yeah, thanks. Can you believe it? Good Day New York. Ooh, let's see. Foul to the left-hand side. No.
No, it's fair. And there.
He's out. Sorry about that. You see, I can never hack it up here full time.
But keep trying. What the heck?
Now, Greg, this is 8:30 is usually about when you're ready to turn in because you have to be up early for a morning show.
Yeah, I know. This is a big night for me. Friday night. Rosanna Scotto and I, we spend a lot of time together. TV legend Rosanna Scotto. She's everybody knows her. She's terrific. Great to work with her. Mike Woods comes in, does the weather when he's not working out, which is just a few minutes a day.
Right.
If you're familiar with Mike,
pretty buffed up guy.
Right. He's terrific. Let's see.
Pitch to Pedroia as a strike, so Jabba does not seem like he's skipped a beat with the long layoff.
Stadium is beautiful, by the way. This is only my second time here. You can get sushi in the stands.
Which anything you want.
A bit of an adjustment.
You've got quite a New York lineage. First of all, Al, you're outnumbered here because Greg and I both went to Fordham.
Oh, Fordham thing. That's right.
That's right.
You don't have a problem with that, do you?
No, but we hear all about Fordham.
Al did the Penn State thing online.
The degree is still in the mail?
No, I got it.
Slow roller to first, and Teixeira tags out Pedroia for the second out. Now, do you have fun getting up that early? I mean, that's a tough gig, being up that early.
The alarm clock goes off at 3:45. You get used to it. You get in. It's a fun show, first of all. Good Day New York. We all have a good time. We'd like to think of ourselves as the official team of the New York Yankees. I don't think any money has been transferred, so I don't think we can call ourselves that. But, you get in there. You're there early. You get to jump on the day. Early that early in the morning, there are very few bosses there as well.
That's a good thing.
One of the things you feel like you run the place.
So we're on Monday through Friday, 7 to 10.
7 to 10, and it's a great show. We have a wide variety of guests. I mean, we had Bernie Williams recently. Mariano Rivera came through. And then we have, like Kevin Spacey. So a very wide, a lot of different kinds of guests coming through.
And Greg is a co-host of Good Day New York, which is on our sister station, Fox 5 in New York. We're here in Yankee Stadium on My 9, top of the fourth inning. Yankees are leading 5-0 over their arch rivals, the Boston Red Sox. Victor Martinez at the plate. And the count 2-0.
Your father, Ray Kelly, the police commissioner. Now, when I say this, it's really.
Are you trying to get out of a ticket? That's usually what comes next.
No. I got people helping me.
He's got Bloomberg on speed dial.
Does he smile? He looks so tough, man. I was like, ooh, this guy scares me.
He has a.
That one's driven deep to right center field. Giving chases, Melky. See ya. A home run for Victor Martinez. And that extends his hitting streak to 24 straight. And also, it's the Red Sox first base runner as they score a run. It's 5-1 Yanks.
Well, we said about what Victor Martinez, what a pickup at the trade deadline. His 22nd home run of the season. This will be his 7th for the Red Sox. Up in the zone, 2-0 fastball. Victor Martinez obviously liked that. His eyes lit up. Jabba just trying to get in the count. Look, he's a 5-0 lead. You don't want to end up walking, especially with 2 quick outs.
Here's Kevin Youkilis. I would think with your father as a police commissioner, Greg, you didn't get away with anything as a kid.
Well, I didn't try too much. You know what I mean? I it was understood that juvenile delinquency would not go over very well, and but actually, you're right. He has a very serious demeanor, but he's probably one of the funniest guys you'll ever meet.
See?
He's a hilarious. Yes, he's and he knows how to relax. But hey, he's got a lot on his mind.
That's a tough job.
Monday through Friday and Saturday and Sunday. It's kind of a nonstop job.
You ever have him on Good Day New York?
A couple of times.
Have you interviewed him or Rosanna?
I actually have. I know. The people at Columbia Journalism School are not crazy about it, but it comes up. There are questions that need to be asked, and then I usually ask them at the end, who do you love more, me or Jimmy, my older brother? Put him on the spot. We just kid around with him always, but yeah, it's a unique position that he has that role, and I have this role at this time. We're both kind of enjoying it.
Very cool. Success story. New York success story.
Yeah. I'm very proud of it.
And you've also had you've had a lot of things going on. You were in the armed forces, and weren't you in Iraq?
Yeah, it's been a wild ride. I was in the Marine Corps for 9 years, 91 to 2000. I'm still in the reserves, and I was over there embedded for the invasion of Iraq, and I've been back for about 5 long-term assignments, and got to go a lot of places. But I tell you, it's great to be home in New York again, and on Good Day New York. This is the best job I've had by far. Whoa. Well, I feel like I'm supposed to stop. What's the etiquette when the enemy team gets a hit?
Silence.
By the way, they got that pit downstairs where they hit the Boston Red Sox jersey was
the David Ortiz jersey,
and it's like marked off, like it's going to be commemorated somehow. I mean, like
put a little plaque on it.
So base hit there for Euclid. So 2 straight hits after Jabba had retired 11 in a row. And speaking of David Ortiz, he's now at the plate, lined out to right field in the 2nd inning. And that one is tapped slowly back to Chamberlain. And that'll do it. Greg, thank you so much for dropping by. Good Day New York, 7 to 10, Monday through Friday, sister station, Fox 5.
Mike, Al, thank you so much. Had fun, okay?
You got it. Really good to see you. That's Greg Kelly. We played 3.5 here at the stadium. Yankees are leading 5-1 after that Victor Martinez home run, the lone blemish on Jabba. Hey, it's time for the Jeep Trivia question brought to you by your local Jeep dealers. Who are the 3 members of the 500 Home Run Club who are also pitched in the major leagues? We're going to tell you that a little bit later on in the inning. Well, you know one of them, Al.
Yeah, one's easy.
Well, don't give it away.
No,
Get fired.
No, I can't do that. But that one's easy.
Here's Mark Teixeira against Hunter Jones. Yankees lead 5-1. Count 1-0. So, Al, what do you think so far of Jabba?
I think it's been excellent in just the start of that inning, knowing that, what'd you say, it was 30 plus
over
minutes?
30 minutes, yeah.
That was a long period of time, but he was able to get 2 quick outs. Pitch count is down. I like how he's incorporated not only his curveball, but he's thrown a couple little two-seamers that take a little off his fastball. And even though he gave up the home run that inning to Martinez, he got in a 2-0 count. You're up 5-zip. Not trying to be too cute and pitching around or trying to go for a corner and hope for a strike and depend on an umpire.
And a strike.
And to maintain that tempo, you know, when you see a pitcher that's locked in, they get the sign, they're on the pitcher's rubber, and they go, they fire, ball, strike, hit, whatever, get back on the mound, and just maintain that good rhythm, timing, and tempo.
Still 1-2. Teixeira, Rodriguez, and Matsui. Here in the fourth, Michael Bolton warming for the Red Sox.
You know what? It's a look too, Michael. Jabba had some moments. He had a fist pump as he does periodically when Nick Swisher made the great play, and he's maintaining a nice, comfortable rhythm, and also facially. You know how you have that attack mentality. They're coming after you as a pitcher and the hitters. This is what you got to handle, and let's see what you can do with it.
And also, he had a 5-0 lead. Now, that's not insurmountable, Al, but you don't want him to walk somebody.
Nope.
So at 2-0, he came in. The fastball was high.
Yep.
You know, he obviously wants a little lower in the zone, but he wasn't going to walk him, and that's a good sign, too.
No doubt about it. You know, there's moments in a game where you sometimes have to pitch to the scoreboard. And he didn't want to give up a home run, but you'd rather say, hey, 2-0, if I miss on the corner, now it's 3-0. You know, let me be aggressive here. And Victor Martinez, good hitter as he is, 22 home runs. But that's the nuance in this whole cat and mouse scenario of hitters and pitchers and what they're trying to do to exploit a hitter weakness. If there's a pitcher on the mound like a Jabba Chamberlain who has very good stuff and he makes his pitches and follows a plan, hitters have a tough time. You know, this is an example right here. What's so impressive about the Yankee lineup? Yes, they have Derek Jeter who'll jump on a first pitch, or Robinson Cano, or Swisher's very aggressive, but you also have the element of a Teixeira, or Alex Rodriguez, or Johnny Damon, Matsui, you know, where they'll Posada, you know, they'll look into what the pitcher's doing and really make them fight off the tough pitch to get a good pitch to drive. See right here, fouled off the little cutter inside. Hunter Jones came in, then he threw a little two-seamer, ran it away. He's going on 9 pitches now. The Yankees did that early on to Lester. Saw him pitch count get up to where it was. Unfortunately for Lester, ended up getting hit on the kneecap.
And as soon as we get any information on John Lester, we will get it to you. And the 3-2. Smacked into center field. Jacoby Ellsbury's there. One away. Alex Rodriguez should get a pretty big hand from the crowd. And this is why he should, although they're kind of sitting on their hands. 2-run home run into the second deck.
That was a bomb right off of the bat. You knew it. And there are certain players, and not just because Alex hit in the second deck in left field, but it just sounds different, even in batting practice. And Alex is one of those players.
Did the fans miss the first 2 at-bats?
Did they announce his name?
Yeah, they did once he got in, but, I mean, I kind of think they know number 13 is Alex Rodriguez. My goodness, that was somnolent. Pitch outside.
Somnolent.
Yeah, they looked like they were sleeping.
They're comfortable, Michael. Yankee fans are feeling pretty good.
This place is absolutely jammed. You couldn't shoehorn another person in here. Bleachers, people wall to wall. People standing in the back of the bleachers. This definitely should be one of the sellouts this year. And the place looks great. Yankees lead the major leagues in attendance. You see the Reds Pittsburgh game yesterday afternoon?
No.
Turnstile count of under 3,000 in Pittsburgh. I think that the ticket sales were about 12,000 tickets sold, but under 3,000 were in the ballpark.
Where are the Marlins in that, Michael? They're obviously teams where they've been late in the season and they don't have a big season ticket fan base. Not a whole lot of people are excited about the 4th and 5th place team matching up.
The 2-1. Foul back, 2-2.
Marlins have a 1.3 million fans. As you say, Yankees leading baseball 3,437,000. All right. The Dodgers are 3,000,006.
And the 2-2. Count is full to Alex Rodriguez. RBI single in the first, 2-run home run in the third. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning here at the stadium. Yankees lead 5-1. First game of this 3-game set. Yankee magic number to clinch the AL East is 5. Red Sox magic number to clinch a playoff spot is 3. 3-2. Still 3-2. And the payoff. And he walks. So A-Rod works a walk. Now let's take a look at the answer to the Jeep trivia question. We'll remind you about the question. Who are the 3 members of the 500 home run club who also pitched in the major leagues? Now, one of them is Babe Ruth. But how about the other 2? I didn't know Jimmy Fox pitched. I guess Ted Williams came in in a mop-up role. Same thing with Jimmy Fox. So all 3 of them pitched for the Red Sox. There's Babe Ruth loosening up before a Red Sox game.
I was trying to think of a contemporary guy that may have come in for an inning.
Wade Boggs. That one's popped up behind the plate. 3,000 hits, but obviously not 500 home runs.
How many home runs did Canseco have? 400.
Nick Swisher pitched this year, although he's not close to 500. Now we just get word on John Lester. He has a contusion of the right quad, so I guess it didn't hit him directly on the knee, and x-rays are negative, and that's good news if you're a Boston Red Sox fan.
I'm a baseball fan.
Long run for Youkilis. Can't get there. Well, Youkilis has been valuable. The ability to move him from first to third and really not miss a beat. He's a Gold Glove caliber third baseman as well. He's been so important for this team. And it makes the Victor Martinez situation that much more manageable for Terry Francona. Imagine if I mean, he's a Gold Glove winning first baseman. What if he balked? Says, I don't want to move. Well, he allows them to move him and also plays a sparkling third base. And when the Yankees played the Red Sox at Fenway, he actually played left, so that Lowell and Martinez and Varitek could be in. And that one knocks back Matsui.
Well, 0-2, that's what many pitchers are taught to come up and in. A little too close for the Yankee, and Hideki Matsui's liking up near his face. It's close. Hitters will say the best payback right here is a line drive somewhere real far. Now the hardest thing for Matsui, lefty on lefty with Hunter Jones, is to stay in there. Obviously, when you smell and see a 90-mile-an-hour fastball up near your face, unless he doubles up, there'll be something soft breaking down the way here. Doubling up inside.
Breaking ball. It's rare to start a breaking ball at the batter and try to hit the inside corner. He probably just missed his location.
He missed his location. He saw where Varitek set up. Throw up and in. Matsui obviously got dusted. Now watch Varitek set up, but he wants his ball somewhere over here. That's just an overthrown curveball.
See Varitek looking up at Matsui, making sure he's not peeking. Runner goes, and they haven't picked off. And it's thrown into left field. So another stolen base for A-Rod. That's his third of the game. And we told you Martinez not a good thrower after that elbow surgery, and he's not a great first baseman either. So they had him picked off, and he threw it into left field.
Well, watch Hunter Jones. That you get it 45 degrees roughly. It's not in the rule book, but look where he lands. That's a ball. And as you mentioned, Victor Martinez got up closely. Now he comes out this way. Now he wants to get a good line, which is important for a first baseman so that the throw won't get in the way of the runner, but he just got underneath it and made a bad throw.
Now, I just saw in that replay, Tim Welke, like he jumped out and was pointing. So, I mean, was that a balk? That's the sign for a balk, but he never seemed like he made it clear. But if you watch the replay, Tim Welke jumps out. Watch this, Al.
Oh, yeah. Okay, it's a balk.
So it is a balk. Didn't matter that the ball. So it's not a stolen base for Alex. And you were right, Al. He didn't step toward first. He stepped right toward home.
And with the lefty, you see, sometimes you see the great jump. And if you have a catcher who's struggling to throw, you just figure, hey, my body momentum's going home, but let me give it a shot. Maybe they won't call it a balk because he's going to be safe anyway.
Two. Again, right in the hands of Matsui, and he fouls it back.
Watch when he comes set. He's supposed to land over here somewhere, but watch where he lands. It's just a short step. He sees Alex taking off now. First move, that's it. That's a ball. He landed toward home plate. He just didn't get his normal stride. He's landed straight out, running, and Welke has the best view on the angle. Well, the first baseman should have picked it up as well, Jeff Kellogg.
And he did not call it. It was Welke. Line drive, base hit to left field. Alex Rodriguez rounds third. They'll hold him right there as Bay comes up throwing. Second hit for Matsui.
Just a good at-bat from Hideki Matsui. Gets 0-2. He saw a ball up near his face. This ball up and away. That's why he's so tough against left-handed pitchers. He doesn't have a whole lot of fear or trepidation about diving out over the plate. He's able to drive that ball to left field.
Three batters for the Yankees, and Hunter Jones threw 23 pitches to those three batters. So they're going to go to Michael Bolton, against Jorge Posada. Yankees have runners on first and third with one out. Come on back. Is back with a vengeance. The animal is unleashed, and he's ready to dominate Friday nights again. Will the Big Show be the next victim of his patented Batista bomb? Find out on WWE SmackDown at a special time, tonight at 11, here on My 9. Hunter Jones now becomes a spectator, and Michael Bolton takes over. Those are the numbers on Bolton, and he's going to face Posada as the Yankees try to build on this 5-1 lead. Posada tonight has struck out looking and flied out to right.
Bolton, a good, young-looking right-handed pitcher. His left-handed batting average against 381. Right-hander's 154. It tells me that he doesn't effectively get the ball inside, glove side of his delivery. This pitch right here. I'll tell you, Michael, Tim Welke, he's having a bit of a tough time here. Watch this ball here. Low. Posada being able to get his little say in.
Let me ask you a question. How do you call that one a strike, and then the one to Nick Swisher you don't, which was higher than the one to Posada?
The plate moves sometimes.
And that's what really annoys pitchers and batters. If you're consistently wide or up and down, then that's fine. But if you call it differently, they don't know where to go with it.
Or in a certain zone. If you're either an inside or you don't call the, to your point, whether it's a big zone or a small zone, you need to know where it is. That hockey mask, there was an umpire, Eddie Rapawar. He said he tried the hockey mask, and he realized he was getting what he thought he was getting shut out on the pitch down because of the bar and the old school mask. And he wore the hockey mask for an inning or two. He said he was tracking the ball by looking down, and he couldn't really pick up the low strike. I remember him telling me this a few years ago, and he went back to the old mask because I thought there was some bit of consistency with guys with the hockey mask having a tough time. This little bar on the top, umpires are taught to track the ball with their eyes. Anytime you see an umpire move their head to see the ball, they're not seeing it. And then it becomes just by, thousands and thousands of pitch for them to have a feel for it. They set their head in the zone and track it.
Base hit to right field. Alex Rodriguez scores. Matsui moves to second. RBI single for Posada, his 80th ribby of the year, and the Yankees lead 6-1.
Posada getting a good pitch to hit here. Ball down middle of the plate. I said about Bolton, left-handed batter's 381 going into this appearance. Anytime a right-handed pitcher is going to come into a lefty, he's got to be absolutely sure that that ball is inner third black off the plate. And that's the first thing glaring for me. A right-handed pitcher, bad batting average left-handers, he's not getting the ball in, as he didn't there against Posada.
Here's Cano. He's 2 for 2. And there's a strike. Along with Al Ladder, I'm Michael Kidd. You're watching Yankees baseball right here on My 9. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Yankees lead 6-1 over the Red Sox.
For Robinson Cano, very comfortable, just tracking the ball. He gets a first pitch changeup, he takes for a strike. And the way hitters, when they track a ball and they're not out in front on all speed pitches, says that they're seeing the ball out of the hand and not fooled.
Rounded up the middle. Let's see if they turn 2. There's one on to first. It's a double play, but the Yankees get another run. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We played 4. Yankees lead 6-1. Yankees regular season series with the Red Sox, and the Sox are definitely not too thrilled about the Yankees being in first place. Don't miss Game 2, Yankees-Red Sox, tomorrow afternoon at 4 on Fox 5. Jason Bay against Java Chamberlain. Another long inning, half inning on the bench for Java, and he starts Bay off with a pitch high, 1-0. Yankees have pounded out 10 hits against 3 Red Sox pitchers, and the Red Sox with 2 hits against Chamberlain. Count 2-0.
Boy, Posada, that last pitch, he's saying, wait a minute, you called a strike on me when I was up.
The HSBC scoreboard 6-10-0, leading 1-2-0. And the count 3-0. That's why it's always dangerous, Al, for a catcher to argue with an umpire.
They normally don't because of that. Yeah, they want to be on good standing back there to get a good strike zone. But the other side of it is when they get in the box and they feel like they're getting the short end of it, that's when you'll see a catcher go off on an umpire.
And there's a strike. And the 3-2. Foul back. And the 3-2 pitch lined into center field, a base hit for Bay. So leadoff single here in the 5th inning.
An internal battle. Jabba got behind 3-0 and then was able to get 3-2 and throws a slider. You see his reaction. Why, you get second guess yourself all the time as a pitcher as to whether that was the right pitch or not. Jason Bay having a heck of a year. Stayed on that ball. Nice piece of hitting.
J.D. Drew fouls it back.
Couple patient hitters. J.D. Drew and Jason Bay. Jason Bay 92 walks, 3rd in the American League. Drew's over 82 walks. Important element as we talking about the Yankee lineup, how patient they are. These two guys are a couple guys, and J.D. Drew really not having the year that he had last year, but very respectable. Kind of just slips right in this lineup.
Chamberlain's been economical. No more than 14 pitches in any inning, but 9 so far in the 5th. That one's looped into left center field. That is going to be a base hit. Cabrera could not get there, cuts it off on the warning track, so it's a double as Bay moves to 3rd. J.D. Drew picks up the double.
J.D. Drew going the opposite way. This is a changeup. Second one that I have on chart here, down and away. See, his front side leaked, but he was able to have the barrel stay through the zone enough. Melky was playing right center. There was a big gap between Johnny David and Melky. Was able to stay on it enough. His 29th double of the year. Jabba hoping that ball wouldn't continue to slice away from Melky. It did.
Yankees play the infield back. They'll give up a run on a ground ball, but Varitek pops it up. That's not going to get it done. Rodriguez, 1 out. So a big out for Chamberlain. And that's going to bring up Alex Gonzalez. Wind is really whipping over the stadium, the grandstand. The flags over the left field grandstand blowing straight out toward home plate. Didn't seem to hold up Alex Rodriguez's home run. That was in the 3rd inning. And a strike to Gonzalez.
It's a good sequence here, Michael. Watch how he plays this out. That was a poor bat by Varitek, not really being able to drive. First pitch curveball, good approach from Jabba. Let's see how he handles this. You're thinking infield pop-up or strikeout. Now, without a doubt, he went with a paint fastball down the way, went up and in. He's got a couple places here. He's got the look of, I'm going to put it away. Absolutely. You have runners 2nd and 3rd. Nobody out. You have a shot at striking him out here. Some kind of strikeout pitch. Don't think as a pitcher that if you're going to throw a breaking ball that your catcher can't block it or keep it in front of him if it's an off-speed pitch.
And the 0-2.
There it is. Nice job by Posada.
Now you have to have total faith,
Yep.
but do you throw it a little with a little trepidation?
I didn't, but I know pitchers do because the mindset.
That's a run.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of distance and it's going to be a run. But yeah, but also what would be a run is it hanging a curveball there and having him drive the ball in the gap. not only is it 2 runs, but now you're backing up third, and you have a runner at second base. So you can't take that run. You have to trust that your catcher can block it and go with it.
The 1-2, swung on and missed. And Jabba 1 out away from getting out of this jam.
Attacks the zone. This is a beautiful pitch on the down and away zone. Up and in, foul ball. Maybe got a little too much to the plate, and then there's that curveball down. Nice job by Posada. See the cut fastball. That was more of a cutter than a slider. Java had primarily fastball, slider, curveball, but the look of this breaking ball, or this slider right here, was more of a cut fastball, a la Mariano Rivera.
Here's Ellsbury, and the pitch is inside. Java's fastball, 95 miles an hour.
Yeah, he had that look, Michael. That had the 2 strikes with Alex Gonzalez, and as a pitcher, you feel it. You say, this is a big moment of keeping these 2 runners here. Attack.
Hot shot to first, and Chamberlain works out of trouble. Second and third, nobody out. He gets Varitek to foul out. He gets Gonzalez to strike out, and he gets Ellsbury to ground out. And the Yankees like what they see from Chamberlain today. We're halfway through. Yankees lead 6-1 on the HSBC scoreboard, 6-10-0, leading 1-4-0. Now the Yankees, hottest team in New York right now, but the 2 football teams are certainly battling it out. The Giants are 2-0, and the New York Jets are 2-0, with 2 big wins to start off the season, one against the Texans in Houston, and then one against the Patriots at the Meadowlands. Nick Swisher will lead off against Michael Bolton. And we have a special guest in the booth, Jet safety Kerry Rhodes. Kerry, what's up?
What's going on, man?
Now, you're getting some love. You got good seats. You and Mark Sanchez and Leon Washington are here. So when the Jets win, you get some love.
That's what it is. I mean, we've been losing a little bit in the past years, and now that we're 2-0, I think the fans and everybody is noticing that. And we get good seats. I get to come and be with Mike and Al, and that's what happens.
Now, toward the end of last year, you guys were actually scalping tickets outside, right?
Hey, and you know it can get cold here in New York in the winter, so I don't feel it.
And the 1-1. Now, I promised Kerry, Al, in training camp, I said, if you have a pick six in the first game, I'll get you on the air, do an inning. But I'm still getting him on the air. Even he has not had a pick 6 yet. So when's that going to happen?
It's coming.
Yeah?
It is.
Kerry Collins?
Hey, it'll be nice. Kerry, throw Kerry one. Hey, can we beg on air?
Sure. Now, it's the Titans this weekend, and that's another good team. And unfortunately for you guys, they lost again last week, so they come in desperate. They're 0-2. You guys are 2-0.
Yeah, they're going to come in and they're going to give everything they have. They're a good team. They could easily be 2-0, and that's the way the NFL is. I mean, you lose a couple of yards here and there, and you're 0-2. But they're a good team, and we expect them to come in, and it'll be the best game they have all year.
Count 2-2 on Swisher and the pitch, and he swings and misses. Now, could you play baseball?
I could. I was talking in the back a little bit, and I heard they needed maybe a relief pitcher.
Because pitchers, that's easy.
It's so easy, and just throw strikes.
Right, that's simple. Right?
It's easy.
Al, you didn't do that much. You should have listened to Kerry.
I respect them, man. This game is hard, man. And I played when I was younger, and I know how hard it is to play this game, and especially a pitcher. That's the toughest one. So.
Yankee Cabrera at the plate. Yankees are leading 6-1. What's it like playing for Rex Ryan? He seems like he's fun.
Rex is a character.
Yeah.
And we needed that. I think that's the. I think when you do the coaching thing, you go from one extreme to the next. And
oh boy, did you?
We had we had a guy that was a cerebral guy before this one, and now Rex has come in, and he's the total opposite. And I think that's what we needed. And they jump-started us in the right direction so far.
So you like the intent? Obviously, defensive coordinator he was with the Ravens. You like that whole not smack talking, but the confident coach that's not afraid to say what's on his mind, as opposed to guess.
Exactly. He's going to say what's on his mind. It doesn't matter if it's the truth or if he's just saying it just to say it. I mean, but when you know he's saying something, you know he means it, and that's from his heart, and that's the big thing.
See, I'm a little mad at Kerry because we're talking about trash talking, and I'm going to tell you why after this pitch. And the 2-1. Grounded foul. Well, Kerry was nice enough to come on my radio show last week, and he was Mr. Politician. Didn't say anything outrageous, nothing. I mean, I'd like some pub for the show. Then he interviews with Gary Myers in the Daily News and says, we're going to embarrass the Patriots. When he could have given it to me on my show, instead he gives it to the Daily News.
It was a mistake. The intent was to do it on your show, but
I didn't ask the right questions.
Yeah, you didn't get it out of me.
So the mistake was not saying on Michael's show.
No, the mistake was he
didn't
get it out of me.
Now, were you sorry that you said it? I mean, that kind of put a lot of pressure.
Was I sorry? No, I think it worked in our favor. I mean, the fact that you don't need ammunition in a rivalry game to come out and say something. If you say something, you shouldn't need that to jumpstart you against a rivalry team. So we didn't expect it to do that much, and it just got our team more focused, I think, for the most part.
Yankee Cabrera down on strikes. Now, are the Yankees your favorite team?
The Yankees are my favorite team.
And do you know any of the guys?
I know a couple of the guys, yeah.
Wait, so growing up in Alabama, they were your favorite team?
Yeah, we didn't have a baseball team.
We have the Braves there, bud.
The Braves, I hated. I'm not going to say. I'm not. Okay, I take that back. But I didn't like the Braves. I didn't like.
Oh, there's Justin talk.
Tell Justin I said get better because we want to play them soon.
You'd have to play them sometime.
So
in
you
Miami,
know what that
right?
means.
Yeah. I think you have better seats than Justin too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happened when you win. And Justin, I don't think he had a sack yet. So let me.
There's a strike to Jeter. You ever see Jeter? You ever hang out with Jeter?
No, I never hung out with him. I don't even really see him out in the city. I think he's past that now. I think he's done all he can do here in New York, and he's moved on to better things now.
Swing and a miss in the count, 0-2. So you want to make any bold proclamations here about the Titans? You're going to embarrass them?
You know what? We're going to do it next week on your show, on the Michael K. show.
That's Monday through Friday, 2 to 7 on 1050 ESPN New York.
A nice little lead for you.
Yeah, thank you. Little promo.
He does it often.
And here's the 0-2 to Jeter. Now, one thing, Al, you always brag about all the people you have on speed dial, like Sandy Koufax and Mayor Bloomberg. I got Kerry Collins on speed dial. That's pretty cool. You don't have that.
No. Here, would you put it in?
Okay, let me see. I got, I'm sure Al got some big names in there, in that phone.
Huge.
Yeah. Lindsay, Carly. Yeah.
Those are his daughters. And the 0-2. How loud was that crowd on Sunday?
Oh, it was the loudest it's ever been.
Really?
And that's the God honest truth. I mean, the fans came out and did a great job for us, and they've been behind us so far, and I think they bought into the new regime as well, and that's a plus.
Now, will you try to come to the Yankee playoff games?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, when it kicks off, I'm going to be here and going to come back and try to come back and sit by Al again. Al is, Al's big time, Mike. So it's,
he's huge.
It's a very big honor to be sitting beside this guy.
Right.
See, Kerry's good, Al. He's got you believing he likes you.
Yeah,
he doesn't even like you. I can tell.
I'm going to look at the stats much closer. I might even put you on my fantasy team.
Hey, that'll be a smart move right there for you, Al.
He's got a pick 6 coming, so.
It's coming.
All right.
Yeah.
I got to get Jack to put you on.
Jack's his son.
Oh, that's his son.
And my daughter is in the same class with Rex Ryan's kid.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. All excited about Jets being out there in Jersey, Michael.
You're a Jersey guy, right, Al?
Yes, I am.
We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 6-1 Yankees over the Red Sox. Talking with Jet safety Kerry Rhodes here on My 9. The 2-2 to Jeter. Swing and a miss, and that's an impressive inning for Bolton as he strikes out the side. They go down 1-2-3. Kerry, good luck on Sunday against the Titans.
Hey, I appreciate it, man.
Really good to see you.
Thanks,
really
Mike.
good to see you.
Good luck.
That's Kerry Rhodes. We go to the 6th. Yankees lead 6-1. Side. And now Jabba Chamberlain will take on 2, 3, and 4 in the Red Sox order. It's Pedroia, Martinez, and Euclid. And strike.
Boy, that last inning, Michael, for Jabba, I loved it. He got in the second and third situation, got the pop up, and you just saw that look where he just kind of reminiscent how his mindset is as a reliever. And it is tempo. We've seen him get back up on the mound. The hitters sense that. They know when a guy's struggling or looking and kind of have that doubt in his eyes, walking around the mound.
.70 pitches for Chamberlain. Heard from Joe Girardi earlier that Chamberlain can go 90 today. Count 2-2.
Good pitch right there. Dustin Pedroia, a little slider, had a bigger break than the cutter that he struck out Alex Gonzalez on. Come back here with a changeup.
And the pitch. Monte and Acebas beginning to throw. And Pedroia works a walk. Leadoff walk here in the 6th. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Blimpie, America's Sub Shops. Texas 3-3 against Tampa Bay, bottom of the 4th. Minnesota continues to win, leading 2-1, top of the 5th. Detroit and the White Sox scoreless, top 6. Oakland and LA, 10:05 start. That's the American League. In the National League, 3-1 Atlanta over Washington, bottom of the 8th. Pittsburgh 3-1 over the Dodgers, bottom of the 7th. Colorado 1-0 over St. Louis, bottom of the 4th. And the Cubs and the Giants will start at 10:15. Here's Victor Martinez, a home run his last time up. Count 1-0. And a strike. Well, this is the most pitches that Jabba has thrown since he threw 96 on August 25th.
Trying to mix in that fastball changeup combination. Throw more of his changeup this inning than he has the whole night. Doubled up on the changeup.
But the 96 he threw that day were just thrown over 4 innings. Runner goes. Throw to second. And Pedroia is in there with a stolen base. So gutsy by Pedroia to steal down 5 runs, but that's exactly what he does.
Good in his 20th stolen base. Didn't look like a great jump. Decent pitch for Posada to throw on, just short hopping Derek Jeter. Fastball up in the zone. Good spot for the catcher to be able to transfer the ball from the glove to his thrown arm. 20 stolen bases for Pedroia.
Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did, said Bill Walke. So Martinez down on strikes.
Well, Tim, brother, seeing the ball as he should, wasn't able to see whether it was a swing or not, looking for location. Posada getting help from the brother, Bill. Definitely. Barrel of the bat going past the home plate. To Bill Walke, bring it up.
High pop-up. Off the bat of Youkilis. Cano makes the play. Well, that was up there.
When you get a big league pop-up like that, the hitter generally just misses it. Just hitting it on the top part of the bat or the lower half of the baseball. Pitch, middle of the plate, pulls off a little bit. He knew it.
There's David Ortiz. And Youkilis is 1 for 3 against Jabba. That one's bounced up there. This is probably going to be Jabba's final inning, even if he gets Ortiz here in the next pitch or so, because they have him slated to throw 90. He's going to pitch on Wednesday, start that game against the Kansas City Royals. And if he gets out of this, they'll keep him on a positive note, get him out of there, not get his pitch count that high. And he's trying to complete the 6th inning for the first time since August 11th. Now, his last win was on August 6th, Al. How much does that wear on a pitcher? You want to win. You're a starter. You need W's.
No doubt about it. And it's very difficult to just think about, okay, this is my job. I prepare to start, no matter how many pitches. Obviously, with him being moved around and pitch counts and limiting his innings has affected his ability to go deeper in the game, even though he's been erratic.
That one's driven deep to left field. Damon back on the track at the wall. See ya! A 2-run home run for David Ortiz the other way. And now the Yankee lead 6-3.
Fenway, this is a double off the wall. Maybe Ortiz, it's a single. Jabba knew right off the bat. Well, opposite field here, especially at Yankee Stadium, that ball is well struck. Driving that ball. Swing that is reminiscent or conducive for Fenway Park, hitting off that wall. 27 home runs after how badly he struggled early on.
1 home run in 49 games, first 49. And also he has 93 runs batted in. Swing and a miss by Bay, 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
You hear it often, but I'm a believer that you look at the back of a baseball card, you see guys that struggle, people who have a body work, and you say they will eventually get to their numbers.
Popped up, another sky-high fly. And Jeter makes the catch for the final out. So Jabba Chamberlain has gone 6. He's thrown 86 pitches, and he's given up 3 runs. 2 of them here in the 6th on this one swing. As Ortiz goes the other way. 2 runs on that 1 in. No errors and nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Yankees are leading 6-3. Thank you for your help today. Thank you for trying to help us. Hey, you want to own a piece of the original Yankee Stadium? Take home many artifacts, including stadium seats from the old place. Call Yankee Steiner Collectibles at 800-759-SCORE. There are many unique items which are the perfect addition to any Yankee fan's collection. Contact Yankee Steiner Collectibles today at 800-759-SCORE or visit steinersports.com or yankees.com. Pitch to Damon is inside. Damon, Teixeira, and A-Rod against Bolton. Bolton can throw in the count. is now 1-2.
Johnny didn't like that call either. Change up running away from him.
Shattered bat. And the bat impaled on the infield grass. And again, impaled on the infield grass.
His bats haven't been exploding as much this year, have they? Last year.
Yeah, he's had his run.
Yeah.
More than anybody else, I'll put it that way.
Well, last year seemed very frequent.
And the 1-2. Missed outside. 3-2. Damon has lived 8 years of this rivalry. 4 from one side, 4 from this side. Won a world championship with the Boston Red Sox as well in 2004. The 2-2. And the count is full. And that's going to do it for Java. 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. He threw 86 pitches. So let's put a bow on him, Al. What'd you think?
I thought it was good. And even though he can be upset about the 2-run homer that David Ortiz just hit, I think he had a much different look, much more aggressive. He was pounding in the zone with his fastball, his slider. He threw a good cutter, and then started sprinkling in some changeups. Maybe, the fact that he was up by the 6-1 lead. I liked it. I thought he had a good look, especially that second and third inning. Second and third, nobody out, to get out of that inning with no runs. Good at it.
Here's Mark Teixeira. He is 1 for 3. Singled and scored a run in the third. Count 0-1. Had a great month of September, Teixeira. 345, 5 homers, and 17 runs batted in. And an OPS of 1.090. And that's on base percentage plus slugging. Rocketed over the Red Sox dugout. Teixeira checking to see if everything's okay.
Pay attention over those dugouts.
Count 1-2. Well, they've announced the crowd here at the stadium, 48,449. That is a sellout. So there's not a seat to be had here at the new ballpark. And this place is headed for its first October baseball. Nice that you can open a stadium and the first year you're going to be playing playoff ball.
Certainly everything that the Yankee hierarchy had anticipated and hoped for, with the great signings through the winter. CC, AJ, Mark Teixeira.
Now remember, when the old place opened in 1923, they won a World Series. When the old place was refurbished and opened up in 1976, they went to the World Series. So this is the new place that opened. Let's see what happens now. Runner goes. Driven the other way, foul.
Well, I like what you've said a few times on the telecast about that this stadium is getting its voice, gaining its voice. There were some moments, certainly Derek Jeter's moment, the 4-game sweep of the Red Sox early in August. It's all part of having those historical moments that you remember where you were sitting, what the moment was. There's going to be several.
Pitch is high. Not even close to getting Damon.
Wow, Johnny Damon getting a good jump, but again off of Jason Varitek. Johnny looking in to see if Teixeira were to take a hack at it with the 2 strikes way up and in. Just you could see that throw from Varitek. That's Johnny Damon's first stolen base since August 27th. Almost a month.
Well, you can see the Yankee game plan against the Red Sox. They're going to run every chance they can run. Yankees have stolen 5. That ties their season high. Last on May 26th against Texas, the 3-2. That one's driven deep to center field. Ellsbury back, still back, and in front of the track. And now on the track, he runs it down. And Damon will advance to third. So Teixeira hit it a ton. But the wind is blowing, and it didn't travel as well as you thought it would.
You know, off the bat, Michael, I thought that was out of here. Obviously, it's the deepest part of this ballpark, center field. I believe that wind had hung it up a little bit. It's good. Approach 3-2, fastball right down the middle. Ellsbury getting a little hang time there. There you go, the stolen base. It's a sac fly out of it. Damon second to third. Red Sox on the infield in now. Major League batting average across the board goes up about 100 points.
A-Rod with 3 ribbies, 2 runs scored, 2 stolen bases, reached second on a balk another time. 1-1.
Alex would get another fastball, anything thigh high or up. Much easier for him to be able to drive a ball to the outfield. That's all he's trying to do right here. Anything more than that would be gravy.
The 1-1. Nub foul.
Important run right here. This get a couple runs back after that 2-run homer from David Ortiz. This would be a battling a count here, 1-2 count.
That's going to get a run in at least. Ellsbury going back, still back, and it's off his glove and up against the wall. Damon scores. Rodriguez at second. He now has 4 ribbies, and the Yankees have a 7-3 lead.
Wow, what a night for Alex Rodriguez. 93 RBIs on the year, 4th RBI for the night. Just stayed on the ball. 1-2 count. Was able to drive it. He's so strong. His intention would be to just get it far enough out where if Ellsbury were to catch it and get a run score. Much better than that. His 17th double on the year. Ellsbury looked like he had a beat right there. Just didn't get his hand extended enough.
Here's Matsui. Pitch outside. So the Yankees get back one of those runs from the top of the inning. They're up 7-3, have a 4-run lead. '93 ribbies for Alex Rodriguez on a season, in which he missed the first 28 games of the year. And we mentioned earlier that I spoke to Reggie Jackson today, and he said that he notices something different about Alex this year. He said more of a freedom of his spirit. He said, I think that what happened in spring training when it was revealed that he was on that list of performance enhancing abusers, that it just freed him. It freed his mind. He said he just feels that Alex is in a different place right now. He said, I think it's better for him. He's count 3-0.
Well, he's been much more quiet.
Yeah.
Last year, the year before, it seemed like there would be some story of, him saying something, or the attention was on him, and he's really been able to deflect that and just really go out and play.
3-0. Strike. Matty Del Carmen throwing some for the Red Sox. Bottom of the 5th, Texas leads Tampa Bay 5-3. As Matsui works a walk. And John Farrell, the pitching coach, heads out to the mound. Now, Farrell has long been rumored to be a managerial candidate, and there's a lot of rumors, a lot of smoke out there. So when there's smoke, there's got to be some fire. That Eric Wedge might be out in Cleveland. And John Farrell has a very close relationship with the GM of the Indians, Mark Shapiro. Maybe he ends up there, not quite sure, but he's very well respected in baseball.
Well, he was not only a major league pitcher, pitched with the Indians and the Angels, but he was the farm director of the Cleveland organization, running their minor leagues. So has a kind of administrative, managerial, even though it's the minor leagues. You just don't see it often. Very, very few pitchers become major league managers. Tommy Lasorda pitched a little bit in the minor leagues.
Here's Posada. There's a strike. Hey, listen, if you're keeping score at home, give Alex Rodriguez a stolen base in the 4th inning. The official scorer, Bill Shannon, said that play was not stopped. He would have stole second base even if there wasn't a balk. So he is crediting Alex Rodriguez with a stolen base. Now, I'm not quite sure I agree with that. Not that I want to take a stolen base away from Alex, but I mean, play wasn't stopped. How could you stop Alex Rodriguez from running, and how could you stop Victor Martinez from throwing? They couldn't see that the umpire stepped forward. It was a balk.
Right.
But Bill Shannon's the official scorer, and he is giving a stolen base to Alex. So it makes his day even better. And that gives the Yankees a season-high 6 stolen bases on the year. Rip foul.
Well, if he called it a balk, isn't it? It's dead. It's dead play.
I think so. Yeah, I don't care that he didn't. Well, how's he supposed to stop it? How can you stop the play from being run when guys are running and the ball is being thrown? The umpire stepped out and said balk. Very odd. And the 1-2 right in on the hands. And here's that balk. So Alex is going to take off on Hunter Jones.
Well, he's saying he would have been safe anyway, even with a perfect throw. But as soon as a balk is called, it's a dead.
Everything else is dead.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that Alex could have gotten up and run to third? No, because the play was dead. That one gets away from Baratek, and both runners move up. Heads up base running by Alex Rodriguez, and Matsui followed suit.
Eyes on, obviously, the home plate area, but you see the secondary lead from Alex, and then the ball kicks away. Matsui makes sure that Alex Rodriguez is running ahead before he makes a decision to go. Watch Matsui see the ball skip. He looks to see Alex is running. Get to second base. Just keep pushing the defense.
Now the defense comes in the infield, try to cut off another run. And I'm going to cut it off as Jorge Posada lines one to right center field. A-Rod scores. Here comes Matsui. Here's the throw. Matsui heads back to third. He's in a rundown. And he is caught there by Youkilis. For the second out as Posada moves to second, but the Yankees lead 8-3 on the RBI single by Posada.
Well, when this ball was hit off the bat, clearly splitting the uprights in right center field. Little change up. Look at the eyes right down on the ball. Nice hitting for Posada. But then as Matsui's busted around, I think he just assumed that Robbie Thompson, the third base coach, was going to wave him. Robbie getting down the line, watching the play develop, seeing where Pedroia would have gotten the ball, and then it was too late. I think Matsui just committed to go home. Watch Matsui. He's going to pick him up. Well, actually, he had his head down. By the time he lifted his head up, saw Thompson was holding him up. It was too late. And it's just a little rundown here. Eucharist running him home.
Well, that's going to do it then for Bolton. They're going to go to the bullpen. Matsui is out. I believe it's 9-4-2-5. And the Yankees score another run. 2 RBIs for Posada. He has 81 on the season. Yankees have an 8-3 lead. And the Sox go to the bullpen.
Dial, I said this would be a perfect time to give you that ball.
Wow.
You didn't think so, huh, pal?
I'm stunned because I don't collect autographs with Sandy Koufax.
That's it. Sandy said be nice.
I'm not going to listen to him. Wow.
That's it.
Well, one thing that
5
does,
years.
By
Never give me a ball.
By personalizing it, I can't even put it on eBay tonight.
Well, and I told him that too. I said, Michael might want to put this on eBay, Sandy, so put it to him. Address it.
Wow. That's great. Thank you so much. It's going to go right up on the mantle.
Good.
Sandy Koufax.
Sandy.
Good the greatest ever.
Nice man.
Manny Del Carmen takes over. I'm a little bit verklempt. Can you do the play-by-play now?
Sure.
It's an 0-2 count out.
Yeah, I see. Well, they see that. Oh, it's up on the top there. 0-2 count.
So you're not even going to say it was upstairs because they could see it.
Right.
So why don't we just walk out of the booth? That's TV.
You know, that's what they used to do. Well, here, give me all those stats you've been. So let me find this.
No, I'll take over. I've regained my composure. Posada is at second, 2 men out, 1-2 count. Cano is 2 for 3. And the pitch upstairs from Del Carmen, and the count 2-2. Great month for Cano. 356 so far in September, 2 home runs and 7 runs batted in.
Great year for Cano. September right on through. Just so much fun to watch a young player as they develop, and This guy could hit the ball to all fields and has power.
Popped up. Varitek heading toward the screen, and he makes the play for the final out of the 6th inning. So Del Carmen finally gets the Yankees out, but they score 2 runs on 2 more hits. No errors and 1 man left. We played 6 here at the stadium, and the Yankees are up 8-3. Of Yankee Stadium this Tuesday, September 29th, when the Yankees take on the Royals. The first 18,000 fans 14 and younger will receive a Mariano Rivera poster courtesy of Catch 24 Design. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. New pitcher for the Yankees. There's Mariano. So if you freeze frame your TV, that's a little poster. You can get one on Tuesday. On the Cure Auto Insurance scoreboard, it's 8-3 Yankees lead. And Alfredo Aceves is the new Yankee pitcher. And he'll face the bottom third of the Red Sox order as the Yankees hold an 8-3 lead. Line drive, base hit to right. So Drew is 2 for 3. Aceves pitched on Tuesday in relief of Chad Godin. Did not have his best stuff. He had not pitched in over a week before that outing. So now here he is on Friday coming back on the mound. Obviously they need to get him some work, and he had been so valuable for the Yankees in the bullpen. They need him to be sharp.
Throw strikes. You saw the 16 walks, which is very good to his innings to walks ratio. 76 innings, 16 walks. You say about valuable. I mean, the role, you know, every aspect of pretty much wherever he's been asked to pitch out of the bullpen. It's so valuable to have a versatile guy that can start, long, middle, set up.
Mark Melancon throwing in the pen. And the count 1-2. Varitek's had a rough night, 0 for 2. The Yankees have stolen 5 bases off of him. And now he is 0 for 3, striking out. I guess they were off on the count. Said 1-2 on our board, said 1-2 on the scoreboard. I guess it's 1-2 now. So I apologize for that. And the pitch. Those might be worse than a strikeout. There's one, and there's a double play.
Well, Sabas will trade a strikeout for 2 outs anytime. Pitcher will. How easy. Nice, easy hop to Cano. He takes it himself. Strong throw. Curveball. Chops it. Tops the ball. Cano realizing no one Veritek speed. Doesn't toss it over to Derek Jeter. Smooth.
Here's Alex Gonzalez against the Sabres. Count 0-1. Gonzalez 240 overall, but coming into this game, 304 for the Red Sox, 297 now after his 2 strikeouts. And he has really tightened up the Red Sox defense. And Aceves will face the minimum 3 batters thanks to the double play, and he does it on just 7 pitches as Jeter puts that one away. No runs a hit, no errors, and because of the DP, nobody left on base. At the end of 6.5 innings of play, it's time for the 7th inning stretch at the stadium. Yankees lead 8-3, but As we go to the bottom of the 7th inning on the Cure Auto Insurance scoreboard, it's 8-3. Yankees lead the Red Sox 8-12-0 to 3-6-0. John Lester started. He was roughed up and then actually got literally knocked out of the game when Melky Cabrera lined one. I think it was off his right quad. We thought it was the knee. He limped off and x-rays were negative, and thank goodness for that if you're a baseball fan. You don't want to see anybody get hurt. So since then, it's been the Red Sox bullpen. The Yankee offense doing a nice job.
They really have. Just the typical good game approach from all the Yankee hitters of waiting out the pitcher, making them throw the perfect pitch. Ooh, trying to go downtown right there. 1-0 hack the fastball. He got it just late. Manny Del Carmen saying, here it is, 1-0. Healthy cut. Pulled his head off a little.
Now, Al, I know you're always going to have a solution for me. We talked about this earlier as using Melanson get ready. Terry Francona said, of course we want to catch the Yankees, but the most important thing is for us to have our team healthy to go into the postseason. And I think that is the one drawback to the wild card. Because first of all, if there wasn't a wild card, then this series would be cutthroat. Strike 3 as Nick Swisher goes down looking. He struck out 3 times tonight. This team, the Red Sox, would be desperate to sweep all 3 games because they're 5 games back in the loss column. They're not desperate. They have a magic number of 3, so any combination of Red Sox wins and Ranger losses totaling 3, and that's probably going to happen, boom, they're in the playoffs. Al, I don't think there's enough disincentive for a wild card to fight to get to the first place spot, because how many wild cards have won the World Series? There's no disincentive. There's not enough of a negative attached to being a wild card as opposed to being the division winner. How do you solve that?
Well, you solve it by going back to the 154-game schedule. I know the owners probably most definitely won't agree to it. I think not only one wild card team, I think you add 2 more, and then you have your third best record the way it's set up in 3 divisions. So it would be a division leader have to play in that first round. And you don't have off days. You play into what is now the division series. So there would be a disadvantage by playing those 2 games. For instance, you would have 2 more wild cards. Those 2 wild cards right now would be Boston and, well, let's assume Minnesota doesn't beat out. So they would play.
What do you mean 2 more wild cards?
I would do
2 wild cards.
No, I'd have 2 more.
So you'd have 3 wild cards from every league?
No, I'd have, yes. I need 2 games in order to. No. There'll be an additional wild card, and the 2 wild cards would play the other division winner. 3 game set, no off days. You go right into it. You'd have a disadvantage by going into the playoffs, and you credit the 2 best records in each respective league by obviously not playing that round. It would also then, you could still maintain. The problem with the 5-game series is that you match up with a team that has 2 hot pitchers that are dynamite. Lights out. You could ruin a great year. 97 wins. The Yankees may probably end up with 103, 104 wins. And you match up with a 2-man rotation, whether it's an Edwin Jackson or a Verlander. Cabrera can, they have some elements on the offense, and Fernando Rodney's a good closer.
That's the wild card right now. The Red Sox have an 8-game lead in the loss column over the Rangers. I'm losing you, though. You want how many wild cards do you want out of each league? 2?
I want 2 wild cards.
And then they would play the 2 division leaders that don't have the best record.
No, I'd have 2 more wild cards. So there'd be 3 wild cards and a division winner. No, 2 more wild cards, and the division winner would play. The third record would still play in that 3-game set. So you'd have, instead of the 1 wild card, you have 2, and then they would play the division winner.
No, you've lost me. Now, you can't be right. I mean, you're still 1 team short.
All right.
There's 3 divisions.
Yeah, I need 3 wild cards to play in a 3-game set that you would include the third best record, which would be Detroit. So yes, I would need 2 more wild cards. So there'd be 3 wild cards. know you probably wouldn't like that, but it would add that much more to the disincentive to not have or to be the top 2 teams, because now you would have a difficult time getting through the second round.
Cabrera goes down on strikes. Now I have a better solution. Add another wild card.
And they would play the other wild card.
And they play each other a 3-game set. And then at the best of 3. Now that forces the wild card team to use both of their top 2 starting pitchers at least, even if you sweep. And then you go right into the division series and you don't give the wild card a home game. So they've used up their top 2 pitchers, and all the games they play are going to be on the road. Then, if a wild card wins a World Series, they've climbed them out.
Yep. So you want to make sure that you have each respective division winner just left alone, which is, either way, there has to be a disincentive, as you say, for a division winner to not be able to go, because 4 wild card teams have won World Series. I was on one of them in '97 Marlins, '03 Marlins, the '02 Angels, and the '04 Red Sox. And I also think the feeling that a wild card team gets having to play right to the very end helps them in the playoffs. At least if they get a couple days to where they can rest their top 2 starters.
And right now, the Red Sox are going to be the wild card. They're going to go and they're going to play the Angels 2 games in Anaheim, then 2 games in Boston. And really, what kind of disadvantage of that? And then 1 game back in Anaheim. So Anaheim has that 1 extra game. But Boston's not going nuts over trying to catch the Yankees, because they know they've got as good a chance to advance in the first round as if they beat the Yankees and try to use up their whole staff.
Well, was a couple years ago, didn't Terry Francona just say, you know, it's okay if we don't win the division? When was that year? Was it Schilling?
I think it was.
He was matching up with, I think it was the Angels.
I know the Yankees did it one year where Joe Torre didn't start Mike Mussina.
That's right.
Because he said, I want to save my #1 pitcher in order to
that was
start.
05.
Yeah.
It ended up in Boston, the last 3-game series in Boston.
And that one's fouled off the foot of Derek Jeter. Well, I'm glad I asked you, because you've certainly cleared things up for us.
I'm in favor of a couple more wild cards. I know.
But see, that just kills the whole regular season. Then you become football or basketball or hockey.
Well, you didn't like the wild card to begin with.
I didn't, but 1 is fine. But now you're going to make it 6 teams out of each league that are going to make the playoffs?
Yep.
So in the American League, that's 6 out of 14. You're very close to 50% of the teams. So what are you playing the regular season for?
To be one of the 6.
But then you're not eliminating enough.
Then you got to go to 2 divisions.
Pitches inside the count, 3-2. I've got the worst headache right now trying to figure out your system. It feels like Yankees on deck right now where you're Professor Leiter.
I'll tell you what, I need a chalkboard.
you need a board right now. And there's another base hit for Derek Jeter. So Derek with 2 singles. That explanation, Al, doesn't remind me of Professor Leiter. It reminds me of Professor Erwin Corey.
I'll write it down. I'll have a nice chart for you. Derek Jeter pulled. This is what makes. See the elbow fire inside? That's the only way he can get the barrel of the bat on the baseball. And he's done it his whole career. And he allows the ball to track so late. And it looks like, oh, he's jammed a little, but that's his approach. Pulling his hands in and then that driving to right center field. An approach like that, he's fooled less. Can handle the ball away. Absolutely. Fight the ball off in.
Runner on first, 2 outs. Yankees up 8-3. And Damon takes a strike. And Jeter now has 2 hits, so he's 2 for 4 with a walk, and it's his 62nd multi-hit game of the year. Yankees have 13 hits tonight. Jeter goes. The throw to second is not in time. Another stolen base against Varitek. And now the amazing thing is they're not even close to getting thrown out. Varitek is really struggling back there this year. 13% he's throwing out.
Yeah, and then there was a fairly short leg kick by Del Carmen, but look, it was 13% coming into today. It's probably closer to 10 now. Did you say 6 stolen bases? With
They're saying 7 now
7.
if you give the balk call of stolen base, which is what the official score is doing. And you wonder, are the Yankees right now setting a tone if, in fact, they meet the Red Sox in the ALCS? We're going to run against you. It doesn't matter who's back there, because Victor Martinez only throws out 14% of base runners. Varitek coming into this game, 13% of base runners. And the Red Sox pitchers don't really do a great job holding runners on. But the key is you have to get runners on base in order to run. And the Yankees have done that with 13 hits.
Yeah, the way it's lined up right now, the Angels are an absolute running team. This is where they are.
You look at the guys on the Angels that could run: Higgins, Ibar, Abreu, Hunter, Kendrick, Gary Matthews Jr. if you have him out in right field.
Well, they're third in the league in stolen bases, and they have the best caught stealing ratio.
So Johnny Damon walks, and that's going to bring up Teixeira. Mark is 1 for 4. 118 runs batted in for Teixeira. That leads the American League. 37 home runs behind Carlos Pena's 39. A very good first season with the Yankees for Teixeira. That one is driven to right field. Going back, Drew. It's going to be up against the base of the wall. Derek Jeter scores. Damon moves to third. It's an RBI single for Teixeira, and the Yankees lead 9-3.
Mark Teixeira getting a changeup, just floating in there, middle of the plate, up in the zone. Nice line down the barrel of the bat. He's able to stay on this ball. The fact that it was a changeup, he was out in front just a smidge, or that would have been long gone. Good transfer. A little top spin on it, and the high changeup wasn't able to accelerate up through the zone. He ended up turning over a little bit. That ball was smoked. Quick tear on for J.D. Drew.
Well, John Farrell comes out and talks with Del Carmen, who has a tough customer now. Alex Rodriguez is at the plate. Rodriguez has 3 hits. He's tied a career high with 3 stolen bases. He has 4 runs batted in, and he's a triple away from hitting for the cycle. So 4 ribbies for Rodriguez give him 93 on the season. 2 outs, runners on the corners. They are not holding Teixeira on at first. And the pitch is high. A lot of cycles this year. It's like a Harley Davidson convention. You've got 7 guys that have hit for the cycle. One of them, Melky Cabrera, did it against the White Sox.
That's unusual.
Yeah.
Cycles are harder to come by, or you see less of a cycle than you do a no-hitter.
And the count 2-0 to A-Rod. After the 6th inning this year, A-Rod's hitting .302. Overall, he's at .288. .33 of his 93 runs batted in 6th inning or later. And the count 3-0 is going to give Alex Rodriguez an opportunity to swing the bat.
Yes. He likes it, 9-3.
No, they're not going to green light him on 9-3. That would be rubbing it in.
Good pitch. It's American League.
3-0. 3-1. He'll swing now if he sees something he likes, the pitch. And he walked him. So Alex Rodriguez on base for the 5th time, and the Yankees have the bases loaded for Matsui.
with the Mets. We were up by 6 runs. I think it was about 6. And Ricky Henderson stole. And Davey Lopes, who was managing the Brewers, came out and just started jawing at Ricky. You know better, you know better. Well, it turned out somebody, stat person, was able to pull up. I think Davey Lopes in his career did it 4 times with being ahead by 6 runs. Or 3 or 4 times he had done it in his career.
And now the way people hit, the ballparks are smaller. It's even more okay, I would think, than when Davey Lopes played.
Yeah, you know, couple singles, a double, home run, and right back in it. Especially American League.
Yankees up 9-3, looking to break this open. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Matsui, 2 for 2 with 2 walks. Grounded to third. Youkilis will go across the diamond, and that will do it. But the Yankees get 1 more run on 2 hits, no errors, and 3 men left on base. We played 7. Yankees up 9-3. By Hyundai, ready for good news? Get Hyundai Assurance and up to $5,000 cash back on select models now. This is the Red Sox box, and not that many hits there. J.D. Drews had 2. A 2-run home run by David Ortiz. Solo home run by Victor Martinez extended his hitting streak to 24 straight. A couple other hits sprinkled in there. Jacoby Ellsbury will lead off against Jonathan Albaladeo, and there's a strike. So Aceves pitches the 7th. 9-14-0 for the Yankees and 3-6-0 for the Boston Red Sox. There's a breaking ball, misses. 1-1. Those are the numbers on Albaladeo. This is his 30th game.
Another part of well, the playoffs and how it could be changed to maybe make it more interesting, but also September call-ups.
I hate it.
You battle 25-man roster, and then the most compelling time of the year, you're able to expand 15 players. It just doesn't make sense.
And
for strategic reasons.
Right. The great managers play play a game and make moves to get the other manager not to have enough people to counter those moves and enough pitchers. And that all becomes moot in September when some teams could carry up to 40 players, and some teams do. And you don't even know who those players are. You have some minor league scouting reports on them. And these games are big for some teams. I don't understand what happens. I don't know what the solution is.
You know what the solution is? You can bring up your 15, up to 15, but every night the manager comes out with his card as they exchange lineups at home plate with the umpire and the opposing manager, and you have 5 players that can be active for that night. So you can have 15 players.
So you're willing to go to 30?
I'll go to 30. You know, so for instance, Albaladejo, he pitches tonight, and if he goes 2 or plus innings, then you know he'd be off the board. And he said, okay, tomorrow it'll be Melanson. You know, pick your 5 guys, and then that way at least there's strategy within. Because you know some teams they don't call up 15, so now you know you don't even have apples to apples. One club might have 36 players, another one 38, 40. But every night, so that you know now the strategy is who do you keep on your list? You know, you go with the third catcher. You have four pitchers, one everyday player.
I'm amazed. I don't even know what the thinking could be. I understand people do tell me, well, it's a reward for the kids in the minor leagues that have a good season. Okay, great. I get that. They should be rewarded. Let them come up and don't activate them. Let them travel with the big league team, get big league meal money, and let them experience what this is all about. That's their reward. Why put them into games that mean a lot?
You know why, Michael? Because not every team is doing what the Red Sox and the Yankees are doing.
But those teams are facing those teams.
Fine, but you know when Baltimore is playing Toronto, they should have an opportunity to see their young talent at a major league ballpark, dealing with all of the pressures of being a major league player.
So then you're going to say that you can have up to 40 playing if you have 2 teams that are not affecting the pennant race?
No, I would still say that you have this list that you bring out to even the teams that are out of it. So when Washington's playing the Mets, if they're down the stretch, they do the same as if a game like tonight. Or what's even worse, you have playoff teams that go in a city that they're playing a team that's out of it. They don't feel, they're a team.
Right. That's not right. It's not right to the team that's trying to catch that team.
Yep.
I have another solution. I understand what you're saying. Let them bring up whomever they want, however many players they want, but at the end of the day, when you go into the game, you get 25 guys. You could choose 25 guys off that 35 guys that you have, but it's still a 25-man team. Imagine if you're playing football, all of a sudden, the final 4 weeks of the football season, all right, from 53 players, you can now have 100 guys. It wouldn't make sense. Or in the NBA, you're coming down to the end, playoff spots are in jeopardy, and you're going to let people have 18 guys on the team. Why, in the most important part of the season, are you changing the rules?
I don't know. Who can answer that one?
You have Bud Selig on speed dial. You're going to ask Bud why it happens. It doesn't make sense that it would happen. The 1-2. And Pedroia gets flipped.
Pedroia is a guy that dives toward home plate, so his effort is, that's up and in, but I think it wasn't quite as far in as Pedroia made it seem. Nobody likes the ball coming up near their face.
And the 2-2. He swings and misses, foul tips, but held on to by Posada, 1 away.
Well, after getting dusted, you want to hit it out of Yellowstone, and he tried. The ball just kept running in on his hands. Wasn't able to get to it.
Along with Al Leiter, I'm Michael Kay. You're watching Yankees baseball right here on My 9. We thank you for joining us on this Friday evening. Yankees are leading the Red Sox 9-3. First game of a 3-game set. If the Yankees hold on, it whittles their magic number down to 3. It's at 5 right now. And that's off the glove of Posada, but Ellsbury stays put. Al, this is your final game of the year with us.
Yeah, you're upset.
Well, I am upset, but that's why it's good that it's a very long game, because we get to spend more time with you.
That's good, yeah, because I'm going to miss you.
You still have my number.
Yeah, I'll see.
The 1-0. Fouled away. Oh, look at that.
I thought they were.
Oh, they love you too.
Wow, look at that. That's and two. Look at that. That's some high-tech, big-time sign there.
I like it. Doesn't matter how it looks. It's the sentiment.
I know.
I mean, if your kids make you like a birthday card,
I know.
they don't have to buy one.
I agree. You know what? I'd rather have a written birthday card.
Really?
Yeah, much more sentimental.
The 1-1. Well, speaking of cards, Al, can you go over the wild card thing one more time?
Yes. All right, can you see this?
You actually
my playoffs would be
Oktoberfest, you call it?
It would be Oktoberfest. Yeah, it's very festive. Probably some beverages. All right, best of three. So you see that? Red Sox would play Minnesota. Detroit would play Texas. There's no days off.
Oh, right
best
there it
of
says
three.
no days off.
Yeah, I want to put that in there. Then the division series. I'm not sure if it's 5 or 7. If we go to 154 games, let the division series be 7 games. But you'd have to end the season somewhere in September. Now you'd have Red Sox or Minnesota play the Angels, and Detroit or Texas play Texas.
And the Yankees get a bye here.
They would get buys. The 2 best records get a bye. And what is the division series now? You can go to 7.
That one is off the glove of a diving Teixeira and trickles down the right field line. Ellsbury will go to third. He'll stop right there. And Martinez stops at first. So a base hit off the glove of Teixeira.
See how far Teixeira comes off the bag. In position, just too far for him, not able to get to it. Watch him. He's as good as anybody at first base. That ball was just hit too hard.
Here's Youkilis.
With that one out, you were always 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning. Ground ball pitch. Sinker slider, something down in the zone.
So you're going to have the first round with the wild cards be best of 3.
Yes.
Then no days off.
Well, no days off. Yeah, game 1, 2, and 3 would be no days off. You'd have your best record.
Well, what if you have like a Boston playing in the Angels in the first round? Now, I'm not saying this year. You're going to have no days off with a West Coast swing?
Then I would have the 2 best records, no travel. Everything would be at home. That's right. Yeah, I forgot that part. So that's right. It'd be best of 3, 3-game series, and the best record. Okay, so you're right. We're adding 3 wild cards, or 2 more. No, we're adding 3. So you have the best record. So Detroit and Boston, they would stay at their city.
That's popped up behind the plate, not a play.
If you deserve a home field advantage, then you go to the next round. You beat whoever you have to there. If Texas or Minnesota beat Boston, then you get into the best of 7 against the Angels and the Yankees.
Now in that next round, do the wild card teams still get penalized, or is it?
No. Then that's
3-4, 4-3.
Yeah. No,
okay.
then you would get, because the best of 3, that'd be awfully hard to get out of there. You're gonna at least burn. Well, you'd probably burn 3 of your top pitchers. So you conceivably you have your 4th starter pitching in game 1.
And that's enough of a disincentive.
Totally. So you'd have 4 and then back to your number 1 starter.
Ties Youkilis up 2-2. Don't you think my way is easier? One more wild card team, have them play a best of 3, and then start the ALDS right after that.
Yeah, that's much. But this has been floated. This is real stuff.
There's a hot shot through the left side for a base hit as Ellsbury scores, and the Yankees are leading 9-4. The ball gets away from Damon, and Martinez will move to third on the E7.
Youkilis getting a fastball inside corner. Not a bad pitch. It was a little elevated too high for Abaladejo's liking. Getting that ball through the hole. Johnny Damon coming up. Just making sure. Easy play. Just get in the center of the glove there, obviously.
Well, with David Ortiz coming up, they're going to bring in the left-hander Damaso Marte. Marte against Ortiz. Runners on first and third. Yankees holding a 5-run lead. Stay where you are. Brought to you by your local Chrysler dealers. Texas leads Tampa Bay 8-3, so they're not going to help out the Red Sox magic number. Minnesota 8-4 over KC. The White Sox lead Detroit 2-0, so that lead could get a little bit tighter in the Central. And Oakland and LA scoreless bottom of the second inning. That's the AL. In the National League, 4-1 Atlanta beat Washington. Pittsburgh beat the Dodgers 1-1. Colorado and St. Louis top of the ninth, and the Giants and the Cubs scoreless top of the second. Here's Marte against Ortiz. That's one of the reasons the Yankees got Marte. And there's a strike. To come in and get hitters like David Ortiz.
And is Marte pitching himself on the playoff roster? Having two lefties is always a luxury for any manager.
I think if he's healthy, he's definitely on the roster. The 0-1. This could be two. There's one. Not in time. Martinez scores, and now the Yankee lead is 9-5. Wasn't hit hard enough to get two.
Well, after shattering his bat, this ball slider running away off the end of the bat. Big Papi realizing in order to get an RBI and keep this inning alive, he's got to bust down there best he can. And because of that broken bat, the ball just wasn't hit hard enough. Another nice play for Robbie. Little underhand flipped it there. Big Papi running down the line, realizing he's got an RBI. Not the fastest guy, best hustle.
Well, Joe Girardi's going to mix and match, so he will go to Phil Hughes in the bullpen. Marte comes on and gets Ortiz. Yankees holding on to a 5-run lead. I-9 is brought to you in part by Honda. Visit your local Honda dealer today. Verizon Fios, over 108 channels, and the fastest internet. This is Fios. This is big. And by your local Lexus dealer. Sold out Yankee Stadium, and Phil Hughes will come on and try to get the final out of this eighth inning. 2 runs have scored, so the Red Sox are trailing this one 9-5, and you see what Hughes has done in relief. This is his 40th game in relief, and the Yankees, you know, you expect good things. I don't think they ever expected how well he's thrown. Pitch to Bay. Goes that fastball, 0-1.
Well, the question would be asked, where would the Yankees be if it wasn't for Phil Hughes being able to fill in the way he did? And the reason for it was when he was starting, Jin-Ming Wong came back, filled his spot in rotation. He just has absolutely emerged as a great setup to Mariano.
Now, you were a starter, and at the end of your career with the Yankees, you became a reliever. Did you like it?
You know, I did at the very end there.
Do you think you would have liked it when you were younger?
Probably.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, or at least like you know, this role here, of course, closer would be great. But you kind of know if you're the go-to guy in winning situations or close situations, you're up. 7th, 8th inning, you're getting ready.
Jorge Posada told Kim Jones today that Phil Hughes is the reason we're where we are. High praise by a Yankee who's been there from the start.
I mean, it's such an important role now for all teams. How do you get to your closer? You have a premier closer that's paid well. Many times teams just don't have that bridge.
Foul back to the screen.
And it has come to that specific aspect of the game where they draft guys to be not only closers, but they think, you know, he'll end up being a good relief arm that may or may not be a closer, but would be a heck of a 7th, 8th inning guy. It was unheard of years ago. You drafted starters and they eventually would relieve if they couldn't start.
And the 1-2 swings and misses, and Bay is down on strikes, and Hughes continues to deal, but the Red Sox creep closer. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. Pure heat, and Bay swings and misses to end the top of the 8th inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Yankees are up by 4 over the Red Sox. In-game box score brought to you by Hyundai. Ready for good news? Hyundai Assurance and up to $5,000 cash back on select models. Now, a lot of hits in there. A lot of hits. 2 by Jeter, 2 by Teixeira. Alex Rodriguez has had a phenomenal night. 2 by Matsui, Posada, and Cano. And the only 2 not in the party, Johnny Damon and Nick Swisher. Melky Cabrera has a hit and an RBI. Well, we talked about the expanded rosters, and the Red Sox have in a load of new people. We're trying to put it together right now, but everybody is different out on the field, including the pitcher, and that is Ramon Ramirez. So the Yankees lead 9-5. And those are the numbers on Ramirez.
What a job he's done for the Red Sox. Good arm. Manny Del Carmen and Ramirez and righty tandem. Nakajima, left-hander. Valley got Billy Wagner.
Well, 2 of the defenders on the Red Sox remain the same, Youkilis and Varitek. Everybody else has changed. We'll get those to you. completely revamped defense for the Red Sox. And we'll get that to you in a moment in case you were keeping score at home. Posada fouls it back. Here it is. You've got Gathright, Anderson, and Reddick left to right. Youkilis remains at third. Then Jed Lowry. You got Brown. You've got Kochman. And Ramirez is on the mound. And they're trying to keep track. Anderson's in there. Yep. And Dusty Brown is in there. He's got a. No, they don't have Woodward in there. I don't know why they crossed out Woodward.
Brown should be right.
Yeah, Dusty Brown should be. Look. Now they said Dusty Brown was playing second. Well, Posada walks and they'll take him out of the game. Now Woodward's at second. It's not Dusty Brown. And Guzman goes, and he will take second. Now this young man might be on the playoff roster because Joe Girardi likes the idea of having two speedsters coming off the bench, Gardner and Freddie Guzman.
Boy, I think of that series when the Red Sox had Dave Roberts, and basically it was his role when he came over from the Dodgers. Key stolen base off. It was Mariano.
Yes, it was. That changed the whole series. That, by the way, is not a stolen base for Guzman. It's defensive indifference. Soft ground ball toward Lowry. Over to Kochman. And moving to third is Guzman. Well, here's what Al's talking about. They put Dave Roberts in. And he steals second. And it was very close. Posada just missed him. And who knew that would start the Red Sox on a streak of 8 straight wins. 4 against the Yankees to beat them. And then 4 straight in the World Series. And that was it. They beat the Cardinals 4 straight. And they won their first World Series since 1918. Here's Nick Swisher. Infield is back. And he tries to hold up, but he cannot. Nick needs a base hit. He's 0 for 3 tonight. 1 for his last 19, 2 for his last 24. And he's had such a great season for the Yankees, but his average now down to 249. Still has 79 runs batted in. And there's an RBI out there if he just hits a ground ball.
Boy, and he's so patient. It just shows you when a guy gets struggling as Nick Swisher has been of late. They just want to make it all up in one bat. Seeing him swing at that pitch that was almost hit him in the back foot. He's a guy that'll take a ball that's 2 inches off the plate. A little anxious right now. I asked Kevin Long when he was in that hot streak. I said, "Well, what's he doing?" He said, "Well, he believes and wants to hit the ball the other way." And they're, hitters know that it's important. You stay back and allow the ball to track, and if you can hit the ball the other way, you're seeing it. But to believe it as part of your swing and your routine.
Popped up. That will not get a run in. Kochman and Woodward makes the catch for the second out. Hey, tonight after the game, he's the man with the pies. Which Yankee would A.J. Burnett like to pie in the face the most? His #1 target is revealed on the Verizon Fios game wrap-up after the game on My 9 News. Phil Koch getting ready for the Yanks, and he'll pitch the 9th inning. 9-5 Yankees lead. It's amazing, Al. You watch this game, and it seems like the Yankees are winning by 14 runs, but it's just a 4-run lead, which is certainly not insurmountable. You'd like to get that run in from third. Here's Melky Cabrera.
Yeah, it does have that feel, and mostly just the way Java started the game, and Big Papi kind of ruined it for him in the 6th inning with the 2-run homer. But at the time, they were up by 6-0, or 6-1. Made it a little bit closer, and then obviously the last 2 runs that are now, as you say, a 4-run lead is not that much.
High fly ball center field. Brian Anderson is there, and he'll put it away for the final out. So the leadoff walk to Posada does not hurt them. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left. Red Sox have a chance in the 9th inning. And if they're going to do anything, they have to do it against Phil Koch. Well, Phil Hughes actually came out to the mound, but he wasn't going to pitch, and there was no catcher out there to catch him. And then he ended up going back to the dugout, and Phil Koch came running in from the bullpen, and he's going to pitch the 9th inning. So Phil Hughes came on to just strike out Jason Bay, and now it's up to Phil Koch.
Phil Koch's numbers, done a nice job overall, 67 games.
Now, Al, a gentleman by the name of Tom McMahon wrote me this letter and sent me a rookie card of yours.
Really?
Yeah. I did not know that you were, in fact, a Toys R Us rookie.
How about that, huh?
Did you get like a little Jeffrey the Giraffe?
I think it was. It had a little trinket with it. Yeah, I remember that one.
It's a collector's
stirrups,
edition.
Huh? Those are real stirrups too. That wouldn't have painted on the sock stirrup.
How much is this card worth to you?
See, right there, the hands, how they pull back, that's why my arm ended up hurting.
Well, they're not supposed to be pulled back?
No, it's too far. I got around it.
Oh, look, now it's on the big scoreboard. You want this card out?
No, I'll sign it for you, but you put it next to Sandy's.
No, I was going to sell it to you.
That's great. Nice friend.
I want you to sign it to me. Oh. Toys R Us rookie. Well, Brett Gardner takes over in center field. And Rocco Baldelli is going to pinch hit for Josh Reddick. So they had Reddick just come in to play defense in the 8th, and now Baldelli will pinch hit here in the 9th.
Well, you know, the last inning change that Terry Francona did is basically, you know, makes the point of what we're talking about. Here they're down by 4 runs. And, you know, obviously not pushing for the division or making an effort.
It's like a game in Tampa or Fort Myers.
Yeah. Spring training mentality. I mean, this move right here clearly states where his mind is, and he'll say, you know, yeah, of course you'd like to win the division, but it's just insurmountable. You wouldn't do that. Which, you know, as we're joking, I guess, partially joking about that there really isn't a big disadvantage as a balker. And 4 world champions.
Molina, the new catcher, taking over for Posada, the 1-1. And the new left fielder is Melky Cabrera, so he moves from center to left, with Gardner taking over in center. Bill Koch is the 5th Yankee pitcher. Really, the story of this game coming in was how was Jabba Chamberlain going to do? And he gave them 6 innings, and he threw under 90 pitches. I believe he was at 86. And all in all, that was not a bad performance. He gave up 2 home runs. Victor Martinez, a solo shot, and David Ortiz in the 6th inning, an opposite field 2-run shot. But I thought that was as good as Jabba's looked since right before the All-Star break. Right after the All-Star break when he had those 3 great starts.
I agree. And even if you go with the Victor Martinez home run, he had 2 quick outs, and his pitch count was excellent. And he got behind 2-0, and he threw a fastball. Obviously, he didn't want to give up a home run, but at the time, the Yankees were up 5-0. And overall, I thought his approach, his look, his tempo, his demeanor, walking around and pacing, getting on the mound.
And the definition of a quality start. 6 innings, 3 runs, and so he gave them a quality start. Was it great? No, but he was good. As Baldelli walks.
Well, especially, coming off a start where you just pitched 3 innings, gave up 7 runs in Seattle.
Hey, tonight after the game, he's the man with the pies. Which Yankee would A.J. Burnett like to pie in the face the most? His #1 target is revealed on the Verizon Fios game wrap-up after the game on My 9 News. There's A.J. Burnett. And he is not going to be pitching in this series. He'll pitch against Kansas City. As Veritek swings and misses. Phil Koch missed 2 games in Anaheim with an intestinal virus. Got 1 out in the Yankee victory on Wednesday. Said he kind of felt weak, but yesterday was a day for him to rest. And he's 100% now. Count 0-2.
Well, he's got a team high. This will be his 68th appearance. He leads all American League rookies in appearances. So obviously Joe Girardi and Dave Island making sure that he has the appropriate rest.
And the count is 1-2 to Veritek. Mariano Rivera warming just in case. If another runner gets on, it's a safe situation, as the time run would be on deck. Nice block there by Molina. And the 2-2. Still 2-2.
Boy, there's always so many pitches in a game where you see the hitters wince, and even a pitcher knows internally, wow, I got away with that pitch. That ball right down the middle. Veritek had a good hack at it. So it comes with a breaking ball down here.
And he strikes him out. Made the call. That's what happened. And Veritek 0 for 4.
Well, after that last fastball, it was middle of the plate, but then nice pull the string on a slider down and in. Boy, Veritek looks really in between. He's late on the fastball most of the night. You get a guy late on the fastball, he's going to be jumping early on there at real speed. When they start jumping, eyes start moving. Struggles.
With Casey Kochman. And the count 1-0. Grounded up the middle. Flipped to Jeter. There's one on the first. Double play. Beautiful double play. 4-6-3. And the Yankees win the game 9-5. That was slick fielding there, Al, by Robinson Cano.
Beautiful, Michael. And they work on this stuff, this little trickery, what looks like trickery, out of his glove, backhand flip. Derek, aware of where the ball is going to be thrown and ready for it. Nice play. Look at it, all in one motion. There, reaching a little bit. Beautiful play.
And the Yankees are 42 games over 500 for the first time since the final day of the 2002 season. They were 45 games up at that point. Now a 4-6-3 double play ends it, and the Yankees have won their 98th game of the season. And the magic number is now 3. The Red Sox magic number remains 3. So the Yankees could actually clinch